of others, and those folks were also acknowledged up on the big video board. Many of their families were here today, so the Giants did a very nice thing in acknowledging, honoring those who serve us in law enforcement statewide, locally, in so many different ways, and we do not take those folks for granted, so thanks for what you do. All right, time for the ball game. Giants and the Nationals starting lineup sponsored by Supercuts. Save time. Check in online with their mobile app or at supercuts.com. Nationals and the Giants, they each have the same record, 59-42. The Nats are 4 games up in first place in the National League East. Trey Turner is the center fielder. He'll bat leadoff. We have not seen him before. He is the very young, very fast, athletic infielder who's been converted to center field as they try to find a proper spot for him, at least temporarily. So Turner, who has made an impact for the Nats in center field, hitting leadoff. Bryce Harper, John mentioned the superstar pedigree, the big numbers at the start of the year. He has not played well lately, at least not hit well lately. So Harper trying to still kind of get his season going again. Very, very dangerous nonetheless. The right fielder hitting second. Wilson Ramos, an all-star, having a big year. The catcher hits third. Jason Worth is and I skipped Daniel Murphy. Daniel Murphy's having the biggest year of all. He's the third place hitter for the Nats at second base and batting third. Wilson Ramos is the cleanup hitter, the catcher. Jason Worth in left field. He'll bat fifth. Anthony Rendon, the third baseman, at sixth place hitter. Ryan Zimmerman, veteran first baseman, hitting in the seventh spot in the order. Danny Espinosa, switch hitting shortstop. He's got 18 home runs at shortstop this year. Espinosa batting eighth. And the starting pitcher, he's been good for the Nats. Tanner Roark, 9-6, a .305 earned run average for Roark. Meanwhile, the Giants, that same record, 59-42. Denard Span hits leadoff and starts in center field. Angel Pagan, the left fielder, batting second. Joe Panik at second base. He hits third. Buster Posey doing the catching, hitting cleanup. Brandon Crawford, shortstop, hits fifth. Brandon Belt, the first baseman, batting sixth. Mac Williamson in Gillespie at third base, he'll bat eighth. And the starting pitcher for the Giants, the all-star Johnny Cueto, 13-2, a .253 earned run average for Cueto, coming off a good start in New York against the Yankees. So those are the lineups. This message sponsored by Hanson Bridget Lawyers. You'll like this copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants. Umpires, James Hoy will call balls and strikes. He's behind home plate. Marvin Hudson, the first base umpire. Chad Fairchild, the umpire at second. The crew chief, Jim Joyce, is on the third base line. And we're set to go. Cueto is out on the field. The Giants defense behind him. Turner, Harper, and Murphy due up for the Nats. As we get this game started for the first pitch, here's John Miller.
All right, Trey Turner, rookie, and he has been sensational. And he takes a called strike on the outside from Johnny Cueto, and we are indeed underway. Cooled off considerably since yesterday. There's a ball outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And what was it like all night long here inside this ballpark on the outfield grass?
Cold.
No, I mean really. Here's a called strike 2 from Cueto. On the outside, it's 1-2 to Turner.
Windy.
What a shock, huh? Trey Turner, 23 years old, from Boynton Beach, Florida. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. He changed up on him and got him. 1 away. Turner, who has been a hot hitter lately and hitting .319. He's only played in 12 games in the big leagues this year, but has had 3 triples and 3 doubles in those 12 games and a .360 on base average. But he's gone. And here is Bryce Harper, the big left-handed power hitters, come up now for the Nats as they moved Harper to number 2 with Murphy number 3. And Wilson Ramos, who's had an outstanding year, getting cleanup. Here's the pitch. And a fastball over the outside corner for a called strike. 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and that was just right there on the outside. 0-1. Bryce Harper has been struggling big time, rather shockingly. Cueto with the quick pitch and a changeup low for the ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Harper hitting .237. And he's had 20 home runs, 55 batted in, but most of those home runs came very early on. He does have a .377 on base average. Now the 1-1 pitch. Again, the quick pitch out of the slide step at the knees for a called strike 2. Harper, who's got a full beard. Daniel Murphy out on deck. 1 out, nobody on. The wind is blowing straight out toward the bay. Again, out of the quick pitch mode, and that is a curve low for a ball. The Giants' defensive alignment is sponsored by the Dolan Law Firm. The best lawyers they hope you'll never need. DolanLawFirm.com. Cueto pitching, Posey catching. Around the infield from first to third, Belt, Panic, Crawford, and Gillespie. In the outfield, it's Pagan in left, Span in center, the former Nat, and Williamson in right. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a pop foul out of play off to the left. And he was late on that fastball again out of the quick pitch mode from Johnny Cueto. Cueto against Harper. Harper's had 2 hits in 7 career at bats plus 3 walks, so he's been on base 50% of the time. The few times he's seen Johnny Cueto. Now the windup. Here comes again out of the quick pitch mode, and that's a cutter right out over the heart of the plate. Popped foul off to the left and back into the crowd. 2-2 to Bryce Harper. Giants outfield is straight away, and the infield shaded a bit toward the right, but no overshift on for the Giants. Crawford, the shortstop, is a few steps toward the middle is all. Cueto into his windup. Now the full shimmy, the pitch. Struck him out swinging. Well, he started him with the back turn on the first pitch, and then went exclusively to the quick pitch mode. 3 straight pitches, and then all of a sudden he came back with the back turn, and then instead of just swiveling back around and throwing, he went into the little shimmy shake, and finally then threw and blew it right by Bryce Harper. So 2 down. Cueto has started the game with consecutive strikeouts, and here comes the former Met Daniel Murphy, who has turned into a superstar. Crowding the plate, which they say is a new thing for him this year, and he takes down and in. Ball 1.
By the way, we started at 7:16. Our official game time temperature 58 degrees. Those figures sponsored by UCSF Health, redefining possible at ucsfhealth.org/possible. Dave,
thank you so much. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that is a 2-seamer that comes back over the plate for a called strike. 1-1 the count. Murphy hitting .354, 20 home runs, 75 runs batted, and he's got 31 doubles and a .390 on base percentage. His OPS is over 1,000. Superstar numbers. Now the quick pitch, and it's off the outside with a slider, and it's 2-1. Murphy is 3 for 19 in his career against Cueto. Remember, Cueto with the Kansas City Royals pitched in Game 2 of the World Series last year against Murphy's Mets, and pitched a complete game. What was it, a 3-hitter? Just shut them down. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Change up. Did he swing? Yes, he did. The call made by James Hoy, the plate umpire himself. And so the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Daniel Murphy. He tried to check and could not do it. Johnny Cueto in that World Series last year pitched a 2-hitter in Game 2. Just to double check, it was a masterpiece. Now he pitches, and he's off the outside a little bit. And has some movement running away and off the corner. So now it's a full count, 3-2. Daniel Murphy, who is in a groove. Here's the pitch. Swing, and it's fouled off to the left. Back into the second deck. Cueto gave him the big back turn there, and then swiveled back around and threw the off-speed delivery at 83 miles an hour. Johnny Cueto, 2 down, nobody on, and he's got a little throwback Thursday thing going here. TBT, the World Series facing Murphy. The pitch is swung on. There's a high drive, deep right center. Going back is Span at the warning track, at the wall. He leaps and makes the catch. He bangs into the padded wall, bounces off, rolls a somersault, and comes up holding that baseball. That was right at the corner of the center field bleachers. What a play by Denard Span to Rob Dent.
Wherever you go, Bay Alarm. Local security experts backed by over 60 years of innovation and reliability. Call 1-800-610-1000 or visit bayalarm.com today for your free, no-obligation security review. Bay Alarm. What have you got to lose? ACO 28 CCL 880-138.
Now get our 17-point conventional oil change for just $29 with a coupon you can print at SpeedyOil.com/save. Who can get you in and out for just $29? Speedy can. Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Full service, full speed. See website for details, restrictions, and exclusions.
Hey, this is Denard Span. Proud to wear the orange and black on KNBR 680.
Here we go, last of the first, and the man who just electrified this crowd, Denard Span, against his former team, will lead off against Tanner Roark. No score, Giants and the Nats.
So Span against his old team, and he's made an impact in this game already. Now he tries to do it with the bat. As we come to you from the Hawaiian Airlines broadcast booth, Denard Span against the right-hander Tanner Roark. Roark, 6 feet 2 inches tall, 29 years old. And he throws one over the inside corner for a called strike. Roark is pitching very well so far this year. And his overall numbers are 3.05 earned run average, 129 and 2/3 innings pitched, 114 hits allowed. There's a high changeup fouled off to the left into the second deck. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Roark's only allowed 9 home runs in 129 and 2/3. Not quite a strikeout per inning, 110 strikeouts though. In 129 and 2/3, only 38 walks. 1-2 the count. Roark winds, and here it comes. Swinging a ground ball. The second baseman Murphy over to his left on the outfield grass. Picks it up, throws him out, 1 away. Span, who came into the game hitting .256 with a .333 on base average. Time to ask the announcer. Sponsored by your Northern California Honda dealers. For giant savings on every Honda model, visit NorCalHondaDealers.com. And Dave, I have a question for you. There's been word filtering it through the press box up to us that the Giants have made a trade. Here's Pagan now. He shows bunt and takes one at the knees for a called strike.
Yeah, and it's official now. The Giants have made a deal with the Minnesota Twins, and they have acquired the Twins All-Star from this year. I was just in San Diego at the All-Star game.
And there's a ball too low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Pagan.
Eduardo Nunez, who's an infielder, he's played all around the infield, mostly for the Twins. He leads the American League in stolen bases, and the Giants have traded for Eduardo Nunez. They've given up Alberto Mejia.
Swinging a foul off the left side of the backstop by Pagan. 1-2 the count.
Who is a good prospect and has been pitching well for the AAA Giants in Sacramento. Eduardo Nunez.
Nunez, who's a switch hitter, played shortstop for the Twins tonight in Minneapolis. Started tonight hitting .300. He has 12 home runs this year. 1-2 pitch, way outside. That was a 2-seam fastball at 94 miles an hour with all kinds of movement. Ended up way off the outside corner. 2-2. And he also began the night with 26 stolen bases for the Twins. Power and speed. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing a little tapper back toward the mound. Quickly down off the mound to get it. Roark turns, throws to first in time for the out. Pagan is gone. 2 down, and here comes Joe Paddock, just back from the disabled list. By the way, although Nunez was hitless tonight, he did have a walk, and he stole another base, so he got his 27th steal of the year tonight as Minnesota defeated Baltimore 6-2 on the Toyota out-of-town scoreboard. Now Eduardo Nunez is a Giant. There is a ball too high to Joe Paddock. 2 down, nobody on. The Nationals with Roark pitching and Wilson Ramos the catcher. Zimmerman at first, Murphy at second, Espinosa at short, Rendon at third. Paddock pops a foul back off to our left into the second deck. It's a ball and a strike. Around the outfield, Jason Worth left field, Trey Turner the rookie in center, Bryce Harper in right. Dark shadows covering the field. The sun still shining off the scoreboard in center. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball toward the middle to his left, Espinosa. He's got it. Over behind second. Sets himself. Throws to first. In time for the out. 3 ground balls.
Is Giants baseball.
Back in the Hawaiian Airlines broadcast booth. It's inning number 2. The Giants and the Nationals are scoreless. It'll be the catcher Ramos against the Giants starter tonight, Johnny Cueto.
Wilson Ramos, who made the National League All-Star team. Right-handed hitter, takes ball 1 down and away. Ramos, who is from Venezuela, and having an outstanding year with the bat. .336 batting average. 15 homers, 54 batted in. He swings here and bloops one into right field, a base hit. That was an off-speed pitch from Cueto, down and away, and Wilson Ramos just went right with it. 15 homers, 18 doubles, 54 batted in, a .389 on-base percentage for Wilson Ramos. So he really has been putting up big numbers. Here comes veteran Jason Worth, 37-year-old right-handed hitter. Worth with a .246 average, 12 home runs. The Nats have hit as a team 138 home runs this year in 102 games. So the long ball has been a very big part of their offense. And there is a called strike to Jason Worth. They began the day tied with the St. Louis Cardinals for the most home runs in the National League. The Cardinals hit a couple of home runs in the same inning against Jose Fernandez this evening in Miami. 0-1 pitch, swinging a high fly ball up out of the shadows into the sun for a while, into right center. Williamson, the right fielder, over, and he makes the catch. So Jason Worth is retired. Out number 1. Ramos back over to first. Here comes Anthony Rendon. In the American League, the Baltimore Orioles with 150 home runs to lead the major leagues. And then 144 homers for Toronto, 143 for Seattle in the designated hitter league. So here's Anthony Rendon. Rendon, right-handed hitter with a .255 average, 12 home runs, and a .339 on base average. Runner at first, no score in the game. The pitch off the outside, ball 1. Eduardo Nunez, acquired by the Giants, just announced during the first inning here in the press box from Minnesota. Guy who's hit over 300 all year. I guess until tonight. He went 0 for 4 tonight. His average dropped to .296. There's a ball low and inside. 2-0. Nunez, who broke into the big leagues with the New York Yankees back in 2010. He had 4 years with the Yankees as a utility player. And then these last 3 seasons with the Minnesota Twins in the same role. And there's a called strike. A slider over the inside corner. 2-1 now to Rendon. We're in the Hawaiian Airlines broadcast booth with the Giants and the Nationals. 2 first-place teams. The first of a 4-game series. This is the 102nd game of the year for both clubs. And the first that they've played against each other. Now a swing and a miss by Rendon. Strike 2. 2-2 the count. The leaderboard update sponsored by Bank of America, proud sponsor of the Junior Giants, helping inspire tomorrow's leaders on and off the field. Johnny Cueto, the Giants wins leader, 13 wins and 2 losses. Now the pitch. That's too high for a ball. The only National League pitcher with more victories than Cueto is Washington's Steven Strasburg. He got his 14th win yesterday. He's 14-1. Jose Fernandez, who has 12 wins, went tonight for Miami and lost to the St. Louis Cardinals. Chris Sale of the White Sox and Chris Tillman of Baltimore with 14 wins in the American League each. There's a swing and a pop-up. Up the first baseline. Out goes Posey. In comes Belt. Belt almost goes to home plate and then makes the catch. But they always want the infielder to take the ball if possible and not the catcher, who's got to get started and tear his mask off, find the ball. But Belt did take charge of that one. He'd been holding against Ramos at first and came almost all the way into the plate to catch it. Just in fair ground. Rendon is out number 2, and here comes Ryan Zimmerman. Zimmerman just back from an injury. He's hitting only .218, but in just 76 games played, he's got 12 home runs and 38 batted in, a .280 on base average. He's their first baseman now, and he takes high for ball 1. No score in the game, although there's been one great play by Denard Span in the first inning to rob Daniel Murphy of an extra base hit. And that could be our call to the game. Be sure and stay tuned for the post-game highlights. The call to the game sponsored by your Northern California Honda dealers. For giant savings in every Honda model, visit NorCalHondaDealers.com. 1-0 pitch. Just below the knees, according to James Hoy, and the count is 2-0. So, Dave, Ryan Zimmerman, I always noticed that something about Zimmerman that you like. There's a swing and a base hit to left field. That was a low slider, but right out over the plate, and he ripped it right through the hole for a clean single to left. Ramos goes to second and stops. And now Espinosa will come up. Danny Espinosa. Another guy who's hitting the long ball. He's got 18 home runs in less than 2/3 of a season, albeit with a .222 average. But he also has played an excellent shortstop. He used to be an excellent defensive second baseman. There's something about Zimmerman that always seemed to, you guys seem to have some simpatico with each other. I don't know what it was.
His home state?
Oh, where's he from?
He's from Virginia.
I knew it. I knew there was something. Yeah, okay. So, like yourself, he's a Virginian. Now the pitch. And Espinosa takes a called strike, a two-seam fastball. It came back from the inside and over the plate, 0-1.
He and David Wright and the Uptons, they were all kind of the same age, all growing up in the same general area, kind of playing ball together as kids.
In the near the Tidewater area. Time taken. That's the city itself is Norfolk, right?
Yeah, there's Norfolk, there's Newport News.
Now a swing and a miss by Espinosa on a ball inside, and the count goes to 0-2.
If you're into American history, there's Williamsburg.
Oh, yeah. And they turned that into sort of an historic amusement park, right? Or you can go back into history. An early settlement. Been there. I bought some licorice there one time. Here's the 0-2 pitch is just off the outside. Just barely. 1-2.
The founding fathers would be so proud.
I mean, it was authentic colonial era style licorice. Yeah. Felt like Alexander Hamilton when he ate that stuff. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ramos at second, Zimmerman at first. Neither one has much speed. Cueto throws, and a changeup bounces in. Grabbed by Buster Posey up against his chest protector. Kind of cradled it to keep those runners right where they were. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count now to Espinosa. This Nationals ball club. The Giants just played the Reds, who were hitting a lot of home runs. And the Reds haven't hit anywhere near as many home runs as Washington. Nationals have 7 hitters with 12 home runs or more. 7. Now the stretch. 2-2 pitch. Swing. Line drive into center field. Base hit. Ramos is going to be waved home. Charging the ball. Gloving it in shallow center. Span, but he thought about it, and he thought about it, and he did not make a throw toward the plate. And the Nationals have a 1-0 lead. Well, I was a little bit surprised that he did not make a throw. He gloved that ball on one hop in fairly shallow center field. And decided that he apparently wasn't going to be able to get Ramos. So it's 1-0 Nationals. Here is Roark, the pitcher, and he swings and misses. Strike one. The Nationals hit all those home runs have hit 3 singles in this inning for a run.
And I frankly was a little surprised that Cueto kind of challenged Espinosa. Now maybe it was a mistake.
And the pitcher up next with 2 down is Roark bouncing a foul. I mean, every pitcher, especially a good pitcher, wants to get the 8th hitter out for the final out and have the pitcher leading off the next inning. But at the same time, you don't want to make a mistake right out over the middle of the plate.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I mean, I think it's certainly justifiable that he was pitching to Espinosa, but that's a very dangerous 8th place hitter.
Now here it comes, and there's a base hit up the middle. On an 0-2 pitch, coming around third is Zimmerman. Here comes the throw in. It's cut off by Belt. And it's 2-0 Nationals. And Cueto, very disgustedly, he had run in to back up home plate. And he just looks thoroughly disgusted. That ball, the Posey set up on the outside corner, and he threw it. It looked to me like a sort of a nothing slider that ended up out over the plate. He wanted it off the plate with 2 strikes. So that was about as fat a pitch as a pitcher could ever hope to see. Not even a fastball right over the plate, but an off-speed pitch, which really speeds up a pitcher's bat. Roark with his 5th hit of the year, 2-0 Nationals. And here's Trey Turner, an actual hitter, to the plate now with 2 men on. And the pitch, and that is high. Ball 1. And this is turning into a very laborious inning. That's the 40th pitch of the game, thrown by Johnny Cueto. Here it comes, in there for a called strike. The Nationals have had 4 hits in the inning. He had 2 down and a man aboard. Ramos led off the inning with a single. Then he got Worth and Rendon. Now the Nats, since the second out was recorded, have hit 3 straight base hits. And there's a bouncer up the middle, into center, base hit. Espinosa comes around third. He scores. That was just a little bouncer, and for that matter, so was the ball hit by Roark. But it went just past Cueto, who was off balance and could not get a glove on it or anything on it. And now it is 3-0 Nationals. They've had 4 consecutive 2-out hits, and Dave Righetti out to speak to Johnny Cueto.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. It is some bad luck. Most of these balls have not been hit hard, but a lot of these pitches have been left right out over the plate. So we kind of will get this when he's making pitches in those locations. That's not Cueto-like.
And that was a slider, and it was right down the heart of the plate. So 3 runs are in for the Nats. And here is Bryce Harper. Now the power comes up. All of that happened at the bottom of the batting order. And Harper takes low. Ball 1. Roark, the pitcher, is at second base. 3 runs in for the Nationals. And they're just putting together one base hit after another here. 5 in the inning, 4 in a row. Now the pitch. And a swing and a foul back to the screen. A changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bobby Evans, the Giants general manager, who was able to make this trade with Minnesota today, been talking with the assembled media down in the press box about the trade for Eduardo Nunez. Now Cueto misses up and away with a slider, and it's 2-1. And he said that, according to the Giants public relations department, that Nunez will be here tomorrow and available for the Giants. Hunter Pence, as we mentioned earlier, most likely, as long as things keep going as well as they have been, he's playing tonight for Sacramento. He'll be here tomorrow and activated on Saturday. 2-1 pitch. Up and away with a fastball. 3-1. This is turning into the never-ending inning for Johnny Cueto. 3 runs in for the Nationals. Also, Ere Adrianza, who's been on a rehab assignment. And they expect him to be activated sometime during the Philadelphia series next week. Now a swing and a miss by Harper. And he changed up on him there. Took something off that one, and it's 3-2. Roark from second. Turner, who's a very fast runner, will be taking off from first base. Daniel Murphy on deck. Harper is the 8th batter of this inning. He struck out his first time. 3-2 the count. 3 runs in for the Nationals. The stretch. The runners go. The pitch. Just off the inside. He threw him a 2-seam fastball, and it did not come back as he had hoped and to catch the plate. And so the inning goes on. Now, with the bases loaded, 5 straight Nationals having reached base, he'll have to face the guy who's become a superstar for the Nats, the league's leading hitter, Daniel Murphy. Murphy, who hit one deep into center, and it was turned into a great catch by Denard Span in the first inning. That ended the first inning. Johnny Cueto working from the windup. Delivers. And there's a 2-seamer that does come back over the inside for a called strike. Span's play, we're going to call it the great grab of the game, sponsored by Coors Light. After Saturday's game, Marty Lurie will select the great grab of the week. Coors Light, whatever your mountain, climb on. Proud partner of the San Francisco Giants. Now the pitch. Murphy takes low for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Murphy versus Cueto, including the World Series last October. 3 hits in 20 at bats. Bases loaded. Big moment here. 3 runs already in. The pitch is swung on. Bounced up the first base side. Just foul. Took a bounce just on the foul side of the line, right behind the bag. Marvin Hudson, the first base umpire, made the call. Got to go over the top of some part of the bag, of the base itself, to be a fair ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Daniel Murphy. This next pitch will be the 52nd pitch. How many is that in this inning?
Way through 18 in the first inning.
So his 34th pitch of this inning about to be thrown. Talk about a stressful inning. 3-0 the Nationals lead. Here's the pitch. High fastball is popped up foul off to the left and well back into the lower deck. We saw Buster give him the signal to get the ball up and up out of the strike zone. They'll try it again. Murphy at the moment hitting .353. His teammate Wilson Ramos is second in the league in batting average. Roark at third, Turner at second, Harper at first. The pitch, swing and a drive foul down the right field line. It came in under the hands, and Murphy, way out in front of it, whacked it foul toward the bricks at the end of the lower deck seating area. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes, and the inning goes on for Johnny Cueto. But right now, 3 runs. The Giants still have almost the entire game to try and mount a comeback. Murphy also, in addition to leading the league in hitting, is leading the league in slugging percentage. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Just off the inside. That was a 2-seamer coming back, and Cueto thought he had it. And he was not happy with James Hoy. A couple of pitches here that he wanted called strikes, and he didn't get them. He had the movement coming right back to the plate. But Hoy thought it was off the plate, so it's 2-2 from the windup. The back turn, the pitch, and the slider is low, and now it's a full count as Albert Suarez is started to warm up in the Giants bullpen. 3 men on. Roark at third, Turner at second, Harper at first. They'll all be off and running here. 3 runs in for the Nationals. There they go. The pitch is swung on and bounced foul off to the right, off the screen in front of the Nationals dugout. Cueto winds, the runners go, the pitch, swing, and there's a high drive deep into right center, going back, still going back. Williamson near the warning track makes the catch. And I think the wind maybe helped knock that one down. That was headed on Miller with Dave Fleming. Giants baseball on the radio, and the Giants now are trailing 3-0. Buster Posey comes up. Right-handed hitter Tanner Roark throws, and he pours one right in there. A fastball at 92 miles an hour for a called strike. Posey hitting .285, 12 home runs, a .358 on base average. Infield swung around toward the third base side, and Roark misses way outside with a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the windup. The pitch on the way. Fastball over the outside corner for a called strike. And it's 1-2. Here it is. Buster swings it. Lines one fair. Past the dive of Rendon at third and down the left field line. It hits the sidewall and kind of gets stuck. Does not go into the corner or carry him out into left field. It just kind of bounces a few feet away from the wall. And Worth has got to go in and grab it in foul ground as Posey has an easy double. Buster just clobbered that ball. And that ball, according to the pitch FX, must have been about 8 or 9 inches off the inside corner. And he still pummeled it. So the Giants, who have some catching up to do in this game, get the leadoff double. And here comes Brandon Crawford, the Giants' RBI leader. Left-handed batter, the pitch inside at the knees for ball 1. Giants got this 4-game series with the Nationals, and then they hit the road, and they'll be on the road for a great deal of time coming up. Tomorrow night, 7:15, Jeff Samardzija up against Max Scherzer. Now a curveball, low and in, 2-0 to Crawford. Saturday, a day game at 1:05. Jake Peavy. The Nationals have not announced the start. It could be they're going to bring up a pitcher from the minor leagues. And then Sunday at 1:05, Matt Cain against Gio Gonzalez. 3-0, the Nationals lead. Here's the pitch. And that is a two-seamer that runs off the outside. 3-0. On pitches around the corners, it's a good night to be very patient because both pitchers are, I think, a little bit unhappy with the idea of where the corners are. Here's the pitch. And that is over the inside corner with a fastball, and it's 3-1. Looking at the pitch FX on a couple of those pitches that Cueto was unhappy about when Murphy was up there, there was one that easily could have been called a strike that was not. But ultimately, he got through it. And he's thrown 57 pitches in 2 innings. 39-pitch marathon in the second. Now Crawford takes low and outside. That's ball 4. So Brandon Crawford draws a walk. And that'll bring up Brandon Belt. On the Toyota out-of-town scoreboard, some finals that are in. Milwaukee beat Arizona 6-4 in Milwaukee. That was Davies over Robbie Ray. Jeffress with a save. Here's the pitch to Belt. And he takes a curveball low and in. Bouncing in the dirt. Ball 1. Colorado beat the Mets on a 9th inning wild pitch thrown by the Mets closer, Yuris Familia. 2-1. And that was the second run of the inning. Familia had 52 consecutive saves turned in. Now he's blown 2 in a row. Now a check swing by Belt. The ball is low. 2-0. Although the runs that scored for Colorado in the night, one scored on an error and one scored on the wild pitch. The Rockies won it 2-1. St. Louis beat Miami 5-4 in Miami. Michael Wacha got the win over Jose Fernandez. 2 on for the Giants. Nobody out. 3 infielders to the right of second. The pitch is low. 3-0. Mac Williamson, the rookie, a right-handed hitter, is on deck. Phillies beat Atlanta 7-5. Aaron Nola got the win over Whistler. Minnesota beat Baltimore 6-2. Here's the stretch. The 3-0 pitch. Right down the middle. Wow. Belt may never see a fatter pitch than that. But with a 3-0 lead and 2 men on, I guess he figured, hey, he's going to be taking this one. And indeed he was. 3-1 the count. Roark throws. It's too high. Ball 4. And the bases are loaded. A double by Posey. And then 2 walks. And now Mike Maddox, the pitching coach for the Nationals, will head out to the mound. And the Giants like to get some of these runs back here, and they've got a great opportunity to do so. Say interleague play will return to AT&T Park, and the Giants take on the Baltimore Orioles starting Friday, August the 12th through the weekend through the 14th. To come out early on Saturday, August 13th, there's a 6:05 game. At 1 o'clock, the Giants will honor Hall of Famer Gaylord Perry. They will unveil the Gaylord Perry statue. The ceremony begins at 1 o'clock on Saturday the 13th at the 2nd and King Street gate. First 20,000 fans attending the game that night will receive a replica Gaylord Perry statue courtesy of Coca-Cola. Tickets available at sfgiants.com/tickets. That'll be Saturday the 13th. So here's Mac Williamson up against Roark now. And these two have never faced in a big league game. Williamson with a .255 average, .340 on base percentage. He's got 6 home runs in 94 official at bats. The infield double play depth. Opened up stance deep in the box. Roark throws way outside. Started him with a hard slider and missed badly with it. Ball 1. Posey led off the inning with a double. Then Crawford walked. Then Belt walked. 3 on, nobody out. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. And that was another slider. There is a sort of a general rule of thumb that some follow, that when a guy's walking people, that you just don't swing until you make him throw a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Williamson. Here it is. Fastball, and he's late on it, fouling it off to the right into the second deck. Threw him 2 86-mile-an-hour sliders and then came back with a 94-mile-an-hour heater that was up. And now he's ahead of him, 1-2. Williamson, who has enormous power, but also has been hitting a lot of ground balls, which the Giants don't want to see. Now the 1-2 pitch. Fastball. He struck him out. He blew it right by him. It's almost as if he set up that slider in his mind with those first 2, and then threw 2 high fastballs. And he was late on both of them. The first one he managed to foul away. The second one he didn't hit at all. So a strikeout. Now Connor Gillespie, the left-handed hitter. And if Roark could get a double play here, he would get out of the inning without a run at all. Bases loaded, 1 out for the Giants. Connor Gillespie hitting .250, 4 home runs. Middle infield, double play depth, of course. Here's the pitch. Curveball in there, called a strike, and it's 0-1. Connor Gillespie accounted for the Giants' only run yesterday against right-hander Dan Straley with a home run into right center field. Posey at third, Crawford at second, Belt at first. Now the 1-strike pitch. High and tight with a fastball. 1-1 the count. And let's pause briefly for station identification on the KNBR Northern California Honda Dealers Radio Network. Goodbye, Buster. Posey.
Giants baseball on KNBR 680.
KNBR San Francisco, a Cumulus station.
Giants had the bases loaded. They trail 3-0. 1 out, 3 men on. Posey at third, Crawford at second, Belt at first. 1 ball, 1 strike to Gillespie, and for some reason Roark doesn't seem to want to throw a pitch. So Gillespie, for the second time, asked for timeout and backed away. Now he's back in there. Roark staring in at Ramos, has the sign. Here's the stretch. Now the pitch. Swinging the ground ball to first, could be 2. And Zimmerman would only get 1. He picked it up. He did not throw home where there was a force out, and he did not throw to second. He just took it over to first base finally. And he looked at both. And I'm not sure why he would not have thrown home there. It was hit sharply to him. And he had Buster Posey running. Now maybe I didn't see where, maybe Buster got an extremely great jump or whatever, but he just took it to first.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of makes you wonder. He had all those throwing problems when he was playing third base. Whether maybe he's just a very reluctant thrower even over at first. Because I'm with you.
Certainly seemed to be there. So here's Johnny Cueto. Runners at second and third, 2 down. And Cueto takes in the dirt outside. Ball 1.
But I was shocked he didn't at least try to get the out at home. But you could have gotten a double play by going home and then back to first, I think.
Because Gillespie's not a real fast runner either. But, you know, look at the television replay. His very first move was looking to make a throw to second. Now the pitch. Cueto swings and taps it foul off to the right. Strike 1. That ball got maybe 8-9 feet away from home plate and no more. 1 ball, 1 strike. The picture windows up in the East Bay Hills. And for us, out beyond left field, beyond the Coke bottle and the foul pole, up in the Berkeley Hills and Oakland Hills, are lit up brilliantly in the setting sun. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Cueto takes outside, ball 2. That was the 24th pitch thrown in this inning by Roark. 3-1 the score. The Nationals leading the Giants. And a base hit for Cueto could tie the game. With Crawford at third, Belt at second. Span on deck. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball hit down the right field line, slicing into the corner, on the run into the corner. Disappearing from our view is Harper. And even the umpire has to go find out. There was not a single umpire who actually could see. The Nationals have the same part of the lineup coming up in the third inning that was coming up in the second inning. And they ended up getting 3 runs in that second inning. And here's Wilson Ramos, who got it started with a single to right. 3-1, the Nationals leading the Giants, and with the play-by-play, Dave Fleming.
Yeah, there's been so much happening in the first 2 innings of this game. It could be worse for Cueto and the Giants. Of course, the Giants could have capitalized better on their opportunity as Ramos swings at the first pitch, and it's a pop-up behind first base. Panik and Belt, and Panik calls off Belt and makes a catch. Wow, Joe Panik coming back tonight, and he must be feeling good because he very aggressively called Belt off there. I think Belt was going to catch it, and at the last minute, when Belt peeled away, the wind pushed it a little bit extra. Panik had to kind of step on it for a couple strides, but he made the catch, and that is out number 1. 1 away. Up comes Jason Worth. When I was talking to Panik, and this was probably a couple weeks ago, about the concussion symptoms and when they started to pop up, Worth takes a low strike, a cutter from Cueto. It's 0-1. Because remember, Panik got beamed. He got hit in the helmet by a pitch in Tampa Bay in St. Pete against the Rays. 1 pitch. That one is down and in, ball 1. And he played for a few more days before the concussion was diagnosed, before he really started to feel those symptoms. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a hard ground ball right to Panik. He fields it cleanly, and he throws out Worth. 2 down. And Panik told me that the moment he really thought, uh-oh, something's not right, was on a pop-up. And it was here. And it might have been the Phillies who the Giants were playing. I'll have to look up and see what it was. But there was a pop-up, and he got kind of vertigo-like as he was looking up into the sky. He got very dizzy and lost track of the ball. And anyway, it was a pop-up where Panik really started to feel those concussion symptoms. And tonight here, difficult pop-up. He took charge and made the play. Rendon takes a strike. A little slider on the outside. It's 0-1. Giants trail the Nats 3-1. Cueto needs as fast and short of an inning as he possibly can get. He threw almost 40 pitches in the second. The 0-1 is hit foul off to the right. I mean, that was a fastball right down the middle. Fouled away for strike two. Cueto is he's making so many pitches. And whether it might have been a little bit in, but it was belled high and out over the plate. A lot of pitches, not where Cueto wants them to go tonight. 0-2. The pitch is hit foul again. He stayed with the fastball. This one was a little farther away from Rendon. It's still no balls and 2 strikes. Five hits for the Nats, all in the second. And the 3 runs, and the ball caught by Williamson in deep right center field with the bases loaded. Could have been worse. The full spin, the 0-2 ground ball. Belt dives from his knees. He's going to feed to Cueto, who does not get to the bag in time. Rendon is safe. Belt ranged way over to his right on a ball that Panik would have had, and it would have made it a much easier play. Now, sometimes it's hard to blame a first baseman, particularly in this day and age where the infield defense moves around so much. But Cueto just couldn't quite get there ahead of Rendon. Maybe had the footwork been a little smoother, he might have gotten to the bag ahead of Rendon, who hustled all the way and beat it out. So that's an infield hit for Rendon. Keeps the inning going for the Nats. Here's Ryan Zimmerman. Zimmerman's hit. When he came up in the second, there were 2 outs, runner at first, and Cueto had thrown, I think, 10 pitches. And it was looking like no problem, no stress inning. Zimmerman's hit, then Espinosa knocked in a run, then Roark, maybe the biggest moment of that inning. The pitcher drove in a run. Turner got a hit, Harper drew a walk, and Murphy hit the deep fly out. Zimmerman blasts one into left field, base hit. Pagan's going to have to hustle over to try to cut it off, and he will cut it off. Rendon to third. Zimmerman will go to second as Pagan, kind of off balance, didn't have much on his throw toward third base. So Zimmerman into second with a double. And right now, Johnny Cueto is missing his location over and over again. That pitch was just right there on a tee. Zimmerman didn't miss it. Pagan's first priority had to be to worry about that lead runner, trying to make sure that Rendon wasn't going to try to score. They're going to intentionally walk Espinosa, the 8th place hitter, with first base open. And the first intentional ball from Cueto almost made it over Posey. Posey had to jump up to take it. There's ball 2. Well, we're right back kind of where we were in the second with a big at bat with 2 outs and the pitcher up. Here's ball 4. Espinosa takes the walk. Bases are loaded again. And this, I mean, Johnny Cueto is walking the line here where he's not going to be allowed to stay in this game much longer if things don't get better. He has got to make quality pitches here. He got ahead of Roark in the second. And in a 2-strike count, just flipped a slider right out over the plate. First pitch to Roark is a cutter or a slider in there for a called strike 1. The count is 0-1 to Roark, a right-handed hitter. The pitcher trying to help his own cause again. The 0-1 up and away with a fastball, 1-1. Nationals 3, Giants 1, but 7 hits already for the Nats. 2 outs into the third. Cueto's thrown 72 pitches. And they have the bases loaded again. 1-1. Roark swings and misses. And he might have helped him out. A fastball up and away. Strike 2. Rendon at third, Zimmerman at second, Espinosa at first. The 1-2 outside. Allen missed badly. Fastball. It's 2-2. Cueto's out there sort of shouting at himself. Even this inning, and the infield hit extended it. That little ground ball to the right side. But this has turned into at least an 18 pitch inning. 2-2 to Roark is popped up. Right side of the diamond. Belt is under it, and Belt kind of backpedaling a few steps makes the catch for out number 3. Well, that's huge. It wasn't a clean inning, and it's 3-1 Washington, bottom of the third. This Don't Text and Drive reminder is sponsored by your Northern California Honda dealers. For giant savings on every Honda model, visit NorCalHondaDealers.com. So Tanner Roark against a former teammate, Denard Span, who's 0 for 1. First pitch is a fastball for a called strike up, but in there, according to James Hoy, home plate umpire. 0-1 to Span. Span grounded out to second his first time up, hitting .255, a very popular Nat when he was in Washington. 0-1 pitch. He hits this one very softly on the ground to short. Espinosa's got it, and he throws out Span, who is now 0 for 2. Here comes Angel Pagan. John was talking about the Orioles with the statue dedication coming to town on the next homestand when the Giants get home from the long road trip. Sunday, August 14th. Hunter Pence Solar Bobble Bodies for the first 30,000 fans, courtesy of Coca-Cola. Can't miss that. Here's Pagan with 1 out and nobody on. Roark pitches, and Pagan takes a little bit high. Very similar pitch to the one that Span took for a called strike.
What was that again? Bobble
body. The head stays still, the body wobbles.
Oh, something entirely new.
You see, totally different.
Wow.
Here's a strike to Pagan.
Bobble bodies.
Yeah.
Well, I just can't wait. When is that?
That is Sunday, August 14th. Pagan swings and misses.
Well, I just hope the Gaylord, after they do the statue unveiling on Saturday the 13th, doesn't leave before he has a chance to get one of those bobble bodies.
Could be the highlight of his whole visit.
Who are the bobble bodies of?
Well, it's Hunter Pence.
Oh, Hunter Pence. Yeah. Well, that's really the way his body works. His head doesn't bounce all around.
Stays perfectly still. It's the arms and the legs that are flying. 1-2. Inside with a fastball. 2-2. So check it out. sfgiants.com/tickets.
That'll be the all black and orange Interleague Series.
It will be, and it could be 2 first place teams. The Orioles still in first place in the American League East. 2-2. Curveball pulled foul by Pagan.
The Giants have seen teams with power this week with Cincinnati here, and now Washington. The Orioles have hit more home runs than any team in the majors so far this year.
So that will be the challenge that weekend for the Giants, to keep them in the ballpark. 2-2. Pagan hits this one very softly to right center field, sinking fast. Here comes Harper, and he'll make a running catch, leaning forward, and then as he catches it, he sprawls out, sliding across the outfield grass. 2 down. Another good play by Harper. He's made 2 very nice catches in this game. Pagan did not hit it hard, but off the bat, I thought it had a great chance to get down for kind of a Bloop-style hit. Instead, no. Here's Panic. Panic hit one toward the middle hard his first time up on the ground, his first big league at bat. After all the time missed, out with the concussion. But it was scooped up by Espinosa, who threw him out. So he's 0 for 1. Takes a breaking ball. Well, no, that was just a moving fastball right around the knees for a called strike 1. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Changeup. Good combo there. Fastball, changeup. 0-2. Panic missed 23 games with the concussion symptoms. He also that bridge the All-Star break. Panic. He's out for a while. 0-2. High with a fastball. 1-2. 2 down, nobody on. 3-1. Nats have the lead. We're in the bottom of the third. Posey would be next. The 1-2 pitch is hit to left center field and fairly well hit, but a lot of room out there. Trey Turner gets back quickly and makes the catch. Giants top of the order goes down quiet. Former Giants are going to be there 5 nights at the Fairmont Kealani Resort. sfgiants.com/vacations. There are still some rooms available. Trey Turner takes a called strike from Cueto on the outside. It's 0-1. Turner has struck out swinging and also singled to knock in a run. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is swung on and missed. Good changeup. Strike 2. 0-2. Three to 1 Washington. All 3 runs in the mammoth second inning. Just a marathon for Cueto as he misses outside with a fastball. 1-2. Bryce Harper on deck, and then Daniel Murphy. So the big boys are up for the Nats right now. 1-2 is a broken bat grounded to third. Gillespie's got it. His throw to first just in time. Man, Trey Turner can fly. That was a routine ground ball with Gillespie playing in, and Gillespie, who doesn't have a quick release on his throws. I mean, he does. He takes a while to wind up. And part of that is he knows how much time he has. He can hurry it a little more than that if he needs to. But Turner still, that was impressive to watch. 1 out for Harper. Cueto winds, pitches, and misses outside. Ball 1. Bryce Harper waiting. The 1-0 is on the inside. A little cutter for a called strike. Cueto's 1-1 pitch with the slide step. He misses outside. Fastball. 2-1. I'm talking about Trey Turner and our first look at him. He's been an impact guy for the Nats. And we could have been seeing him a lot more frequently. 2-1, a foul straight back out of play. 2-2. He was a prospect with the Padres, and when their GM sort of went nuts when he first took over and started making one deal after another, one of the trades he made sent both Joe Ross, who's been an excellent young pitcher for the Nats, and Trey Turner to Washington. A trade that has really helped the Nats. Here's a called strike 3 over the outside. Fastball. Harper doesn't think so, and he's yelling at James Hoy. Well, if it had been Joe West and Angel Pagan, Harper would be gone. Hoy with a little longer fuse, so Harper stays in the game, but he was unhappy with that one. 2 outs, nobody on. Daniel Murphy coming up.
Well, that one not only was made to look like a strike by the beautiful framing of Buster Posey, but according to the Pitch FX, it was a strike. Maybe right on the black, but definitely a strike.
And here's Murphy with the bases empty. He takes low, ball 1. So anyway, that was the trade, by the way, where the Padres acquired Will Myers. It was a 3-way deal with the Rays. I think the Rays got the worst of that trade. Here's a called strike. But the Nationals, they sent Steven Souza to Tampa Bay, and they got Trey Turner and Joe Ross, 2 key pieces for them. 1-1 pitch is bounced on the ground, foul by first. 1-2, even that pitch, which was not close to being a strike. Murphy hit it hard. He did break his bat. Pulled it foul. 1-2.
And Souza was having a pretty good year, but then he got hurt. He missed several weeks. I believe he's back now, but so as far as Tampa Bay is concerned, maybe how Souza ends up playing for them may determine whether they're ultimately happy about it or not. But man, Ross, the younger brother of Tyson Ross, he looks like the real deal, although he's hurt right now.
And Trey Turner, people love him. 1-2 pitch, grounded to short, circling in to scoop it up is Crawford. He'll throw to first right there. A much needed 1-2-3 inning for Johnny Cueto, who has settled in a little bit. Buster Posey leads off for the Giants here in the bottom of the fourth. Posey, who doubled and scored the only Giants run so far, his first time up. 3-1 Washington. Tanner Roark pitches, and Posey takes a strike over the outside. Fastball, it's 0-1. Does seem like those corners have opened up a little bit. The strike zone on the corners was very small early in the game. The 0-1. That one is off the outside. 92-mile-an-hour fastball, 1-1. That Posey double, the only Giants hit so far. A swing and a foul off to the right, back out of play, 1-2. But after the Posey double, Crawford walked and Belt walked. So the Giants had the bases loaded, nobody out. Now they're getting down toward the bottom part of the order, which in the National League, of course, makes a big difference. But they only got the one run, 1-2. A swing and a little bloop. Shallow right field, angling back is Murphy, and he'll reach out and make the catch. So Posey, very much an emergency kind of swing, almost threw the bat at the ball, and popped it up. Murphy with a nice play. One out for Crawford. And I think it was enough of a borderline pitch where Posey was thinking he had to protect, and it had so much movement diving away, it ended up a couple inches off the outside. Just a real good pitch from Tanner Roark. So here's Crawford with one out and nobody on. Limited schedule in the big leagues tonight on this Thursday. Crawford takes high and tight, ball one. No Dodgers. Giants are 2.5 games up on the Dodgers in the West. Cubs have beaten the White Sox at Wrigley 3-1. That's a final. So they lost both of them on the south side, won both of them at their home ballpark. Crawford drives one deep right center field. This one headed for the gap. It's going to bounce short of the wall and roll all the way out to 421. Crawford around second, heading for third, and he'll be in there standing. A Brandon Crawford triple. Man, did he crush that thing. It ended up all the way out at 421, right under the mark. And he just split Harper and Turner, neither of whom had any kind of chance to cut it off. The only question was, would it get stuck out there or maybe take a funny bounce? Would Crawford have a chance to come home? He'll stop at third. He's there with one out and a good opportunity here for Belt. The Nationals will play the infield back. So a lot of ways the Giants can at least get one on the board here. Belt takes down and in a breaking ball and a hard biting curveball. Belt was tempted, but he took it, ball one. Belt's had a very positive homestand where he has gotten the swing back together after a miserable week on the road. He walked his first time up tonight. Still got good overall numbers for the year, that's for sure. The 1-0, high and tight for ball two. And you do wonder, Roark, now he's got the 3-1 lead, but he already struck out Mac Williamson with the bases loaded. He's the 7th place hitter. Then you got Gillespie after that. And you wonder whether Roark is reluctant to challenge Belt with a runner at third and one out. Infield back, 2-0 the count. The pitch is swung on and missed, and Belt helped him. He chased that breaking ball down and in, and more in than down. That was way off the inside. 2-1. And it does give you a sense that maybe Belt is kind of feeling the pressure to get the run in himself with what happened in the second. 2-1 pitch is topped foul. Change up, 2-2. Good pitch from Roark. Well, now in a 2-ball 2-strike count, again, you're counting on Belt to, unless they're just out and out pitching around him, okay, you take a walk. If there's a pitch in the strike zone, you hit the ball hard, to the outfield or just hit a ground ball anywhere but back at the pitcher. Anywhere but back at the pitcher, the Giants get a run. 2-2 is strike 3 called. He took a fastball, 2 down. And and Bell knows it. That was a good pitch. A lot of movement to it. But that's not supposed to happen. You got a chance to knock in a run by just putting the ball in play. You got to get that done. So here's Williamson. 2 outs. It'll take a hit now from Williamson with Crawford at third. And it's still the 4th inning. And you're only down 2 runs. So that one hurts. Williamson chases wildly a slider down and away that was way out of the zone. Strike 1. So you got some Giants hitters who are looking over anxious right now against Roark. Infield is back still, basically the same position, but now with 2 down. Here's the 0-1. Williamson swings and misses that same pitch, strike 2. Well, Roark, he may not need to throw anything else. That's 2 straight where Mac Williamson just sort of flailing away. Those pitches were not hittable at all, not close. 0-2. Here it comes from Roark. Fastball just misses. Pretty good pitch there. Williamson had to be thinking the same thing was coming. And that pitch started toward the outside and it stayed right there. 1-2 the count. Crawford at third, 2 down. The pitch way outside this time with a fastball. 2-2. Well, we saw Mac Williamson make an adjustment mid at bat against Andrew Miller in the best Giants at bat of the last road trip. Tremendous at bat by Williamson where he was behind 0-2. Shortened up, knocked in a run, huge hit. 2-2 in the dirt and blocked by Ramos, and now he's got Crawford off the bag. Crawford's in a rundown. Rendon takes a throw from Ramos, and he will run Crawford toward home plate and tag him out. Well, Crawford thought the ball got by the catcher, and it didn't, and he was caught maybe 35 feet away from third for it. But Johnny Cueto trying to settle into this one. 3-1 Nats. 5th inning. Ramos leads off against Cueto, and back for more play-by-play. Here's John Miller.
All right, Dave. Ramos has singled, had popped out to the second baseman, and he takes ball 1. Ramos is hitting .337 for the year. Cueto throws a fastball. Whoa, where was that one? It's really kind of astonishing just how narrow the strike zone has been at times for Cueto. So it's 2-0 now. And the pitch is swung on, driven into right field. Going back quickly is Williamson. Now he veers off to his left, dives, and makes the catch. Wow. He was racing back toward the wall, and then all of a sudden he made an abrupt turn toward the foul line, and then finally had to make a dive and was extended full out in the air as he caught it. Ends up being a great catch by Williamson, but quite a circuitous route taken to get to that ball. And we can only assume that the wind played a big role in making that one such an adventure. So here's Jason Worth, the veteran, right-handed hitter, and he takes a called strike. By the way, that inside pitch that Cueto really wanted to Ramos that was called a ball. There's a line drive in the left field. It's hanging, but Pagan never comes forward, and it's a base hit. Well, it was hit right at Pagan, and they say that that's always the most difficult kind of a ball to judge. He never moved on it, and then the ball just kept on sailing, and it almost looked like had he come forward, he might have caught it. But he was not able to judge that it was going to come that far before bouncing. So Worth has his first hit of the game. It's the 31st consecutive game in which he has reached base with either a hit or a walk. So here now is Anthony Rendon. who was popped out to first and had an infield single. And there's a throw to first. Worth dives safely back to the bag. Worth, who has had 4 steals. One out, one on. There's a swing and a fly ball to right field. Waiting for it is Williamson. This one kind of comes right to him, and he makes the catch. Worth was halfway towards second, and Williamson caught the ball and then looked at Worth, who had already begun a hasty retreat back to first, and he pondered whether he should throw the ball over there or not, and decided no, he'll get back. 2 down. Here is Ryan Zimmerman. Zimmerman has singled and doubled in this game. 2 for 2. Right-handed hitter. Now the pitch, way outside, ball 1. He's not hit well for the year, other than he's hit some home runs and he's knocked in some runs, but his batting average is only .223 even with his 2 hits. Now the pitch, and that misses inside. 2-0 from Cueto. Zimmerman was just reinstated from the disabled list the day before yesterday. Now the pitch, in there for a called strike. They were playing in Cleveland a couple of games, so it's 2-1 now to Zimmerman. So Zimmerman got back in time for those 2 games in Cleveland and the trip out here. 2-1 the count. 2 down, runner at first. 3-1, Washington ahead. And there's a called strike 2, a fastball to the inside, and Zimmerman didn't think so. Belt on the bag at first, holding against Worth. Here's the stretch. Cueto steps off the rubber and bluffs Worth back to first. This will be his 99th pitch of the night when he throws it. We're only in the 5th inning. Cueto on top, and here it comes. It's down and in. So it's a full count now to Zimmerman. And this will be pitch number 100. And it's similar to his start at Yankee Stadium last Saturday when he threw so many pitches early in that game. Ended up going 6 innings and throwing 117 pitches in that game on a very hot day. Belt moves behind Worth. Worth runs. The ball is fouled right back to the screen. He's thrown a lot more pitches, or did, in the first 3 innings of this game than he did at Yankee Stadium. He had 69 pitches through 3 innings in that game. He was at 75 pitches in 3 innings here tonight. So he'll have to try it again here. To Ryan Zimmerman, who is 2 for 2 in the game and 6 for 16 lifetime against Cueto. Here's the stretch. There goes Worth. The pitch swung on, a drive to left field, going back Pagan. He's under it, a little bit shy of the warning track, makes the catch. That ball was hit hard, but with a lot of topspin to it.
Miller and Fleming on KMBR 680.
Last of the 5th inning, and here is Mac Williamson.
Whatever the heck his name is. He's wearing number 51. He's got a Giants uniform on.
He takes a strike. His real name isn't even Mac, is it?
No,
that's like a nickname.
John.
There's a ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Mr. Williamson. Sir. Tanner Roark on the mound. Now the pitch. Swing. There's a high drive. Deep left center field. On the warning track. At the wall. Leaping and making the catch is Turner. To the right of the 382 marker. He had a nice easy swing at that one. Hit a soaring fly ball. And Turner went all the way back to the wall. And jumped and caught it. 1 away. A deep fly ball off the bat of Jonathan Mackenzie Williamson. from Jacksonville, Florida. Jonathan, as in Johnathan. Never would have guessed that one. There's a ball too high. What is Mac Williamson's real name? That's our trivia question, sponsored by Bullet Bourbon. Bullet Bourbon and the San Francisco Giants, official partners, champion spirits. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that is off the outside. 2-0 count to Connor Gillespie.
One thing, by the way, we do need to get in the roundtable grand slam inning. Sorry, I was about to make a baseball point. Nope.
Read it. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Line drive up the middle. Base hit into center field. And Jarrett Parker's out on the on-deck circle. The Giants bullpen is going. We saw Derek Law. And that's Albert Suarez now, who is warming up. So Cueto is finished. Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, is going to go to the mound to talk to Roark as Jarrett Parker will pinch hit here for Johnny Cueto.
It is the roundtable grand slam inning, and Tammy Yuen of Hercules is our contestant tonight. Tammy wins $5,000 courtesy of Roundtable Pizza if the Giants hit a grand slam here in the fifth inning. For a chance to win, enter at a participating Roundtable Pizza location. Good luck, Tammy.
You were about to say.
I was. Trey Turner, the center fielder for the Nats, looked very smooth making that catch on the drive by Mac Williamson. He's played center field for a few weeks. He's always been an infielder, a shortstop coming up. Espinosa having such a good year, they just felt like they needed to get Trey Turner in the lineup. They had him at AAA, play some games in center field. Here he is in the big leagues, and he looks very good out there.
Well, they did well on that one on a windy night. Here is Jarrett Parker, left-handed hitter with power. And he takes off the outside. Ball one. Parker, a .248 batting average with 5 home runs and 109 official at-bats, but a .369 on base average. Albert Suarez warming up in the Giants bullpen, getting ready for the 6th inning. 3-1. The Giants are trailing. 1 out. Gillespie at first. Here's Roark to the plate. And that's a called strike with a curveball. 1-1 the count. Who's the contestant again for the Grand Slam inning?
Well, Lee took the card. Tammy.
Tammy. That's good. Close enough. The 1-1 pitch. A fly ball foul off the left field line. Well back. Out of play, deep down the left field line, but very much foul. 1-2 the count now. Giants would take a 2-run homer right here, which would tie the game if they could get it. Giants have had 3 pinch hit home runs this year. One by Gregor Blanco, one by Connor Gillespie, and one by Mac Williamson. Gillespie the runner at first. Zimmerman on the bag with him. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul back to the screen. And that was that 2-seam fastball starting off the inside and drifting back to the plate that completely fooled Brandon Bell, who got called out on strikes in the 4th inning on a pitch very similar to that. But Jarrett Parker is almost as if he saw that one coming. 1-2. Denard Span, the former National, is on deck. 3-1. The Giants are trailing, 5th inning. Here's Roark set. He throws. And it's off the outside with a curveball. 2-2 the count. So Lee left. He just left us alone in here?
He did. It's a little frightening.
I don't know where anything is. Do you? Oh, don't. He's back now. Whew. That was close. 2-2 the count. And the pitch. Parker swings, and it's a high foul. Out of play off to the left. Lee, we were just talking about the home run inning, the Grand Slam inning, and wondering what the name was again. How did you say that name? Dave? Tammy from Hercules.
Yeah, Tammy Yuen.
Tammy Yuen from Hercules. Now, if he hit, say, a 2-run homer, she would win 4 large pizzas. 2-2 the count. The pitch on the way, and it's low and inside, ball 3. It's not that unusual an at bat for Parker, who's been getting a lot of walks. Had only 109 official at bats, and he's had 18 walks and 3 times he's been hit by a pitch. A .369 on base percentage. 3-2 the count with 1 out. Here it comes. And he takes ball 4 low and inside. And he threw him a curveball. Now that's showing a lot of respect to a rookie. Tanner Roark tried to fool him with a curveball on 3-2. And now with the walk, the possible tying runs are both on base.
I mean, sometimes you do wonder when there's a pitcher facing a guy he knows nothing about, has never seen, never faced, and even like a really nice swing and a long, loud foul on a pitch that pitcher thought was a pretty good pitch, maybe it can spook him a little bit.
Maybe that created some instant respect. So here's Denard Span. Base hit could mean a run for the Giants. The outfield over toward the left field side for this left-handed hitter. The pitch. It's low. And he started him with a changeup. Doesn't want to throw a fastball currently. 1 ball and no strikes to Span, his old teammate. Span is grounded out to second and grounded out to short in this game. And I'm sure that Denard Span is highly motivated to do something great tonight. He made a great catch to rob Daniel Murphy in the first inning out of the outfield. Here's the pitch. Span takes low. 2-0. Another off-speed pitch. Doesn't want to throw him a fastball. But he's worked himself into a fastball count, although that's sort of like the old-timey way of talking about 2-0 counts and 3-1 counts. The odds of getting a fastball are not that high with most pitchers, even on 2-0. We'll see. 2 men on, 1 man out. The pitch. It is a fastball in at the knees for a called strike. Now he's looking for something up a little bit. He doesn't want to hit a ground ball. So, although a lot of left-handed hitters are very good low ball hitters, that was a sinking fastball. Right out over the plate. 2-1 the count to Denard Span. Here's Roark ready. Here it comes. And that's a little bit low. That was very close. And this one called a ball. It's 3-1. Got the low strike on the pitch just before. Not this time. 3-1 the count to Denard Span. Gillespie at second. Parker at first. 3-1. The Giants are trailing. 1 out. The pitch. Span swings and lifts a high, lazy fly into left field. Circling in to his right is Worth. Back to his left a step and makes the catch. So it was a 3-1 count, but just a very easy fly ball. So 2 down, and here comes Pagan. Denard Span is 0 for 3 in the game. And that pitch, now it's a 3-1 count where the guy usually, you think of a guy sitting on a certain pitch in a certain zone. That was a 2-seam fastball, and I think you have to give Roark the credit, because with that 2-seam movement, it ran away, and it might have looked like it was right down the middle when Span made the call to swing at it, but it ended up right out on the black, according to the Pitch FX. Right out and totally a pitcher's pitch, and he hit the fly ball. 2 down. Here's Pagan, batting left-handed. Roark throws, and that's right in there for a called strike with a changeup. And I say right in there, over the inner part of the plate, well away from the target of Wilson Ramos. The catcher, Ramos, runs out to speak to Roark after that one. While they do, let's pause for station identification on the KNBR Northern California Honda Dealers Radio Network. Goodbye, Buster
Giants baseball on KNBR 680.
KNBR San Francisco, a Cumulus station.
0-1 the count to Pagan, batting left-handed. Now he takes low and outside, another changeup, 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Giants have not had a hit tonight with a runner in scoring position. 0 for 5 as a team in those crucial at-bats where a base hit could mean a run. Gillespie's the runner at second right now, and Parker over at first. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Pagan swings, and it's a high fly ball to left field over to his right near the bullpen is Worth, and he's got it. And the inning is over. Just a couple of lazy fly balls to
Cueto lifted for a pinch hitter, so Suarez takes over 6th inning with the Nationals leading 3-1.
Espinosa singled home the first run of the game with a 2-out base hit back in the 2nd inning, and then he was walked intentionally in the 3rd, and he takes a called strike from Suarez. 3 runs for Washington, all in the 2nd inning. There's a swing and a pop-up foul back over our heads and upstairs, and then it ricochets from upstairs down into the 2nd deck right below us. 0-2 the count. The Nationals had a runner at first and 2 down in the 2nd inning, and then they got 4 consecutive hits. The last 3 of them with runners in scoring position. 3 in a row. 0-2 pitch, low for a ball. And the Giants have not been able to get even 1 such hit tonight. Suarez pitches, and he's low. 2-2.
And that's where this stretch has been so frustrating. I mean, if you're 1 for 6 as a team, the Giants could well be tied. Brandon Belt just hit a ground ball with the infield back runner at 3rd, 1 out. You get a run even without a hit, and then Span and Pagan each get a crack at it.
Now the pitch is swinging, a high pop-up out toward the pitcher's mound. Crawford comes in right behind the mound, makes the catch. Suarez was looking up at that one as if to say, well, right now I look to be the best option on this one. And then the 3rd baseman Gillespie and the shortstop Crawford were converging on the mound, and Crawford called everybody off. They all got out of his way, and Crawford caught it. 1 away. Well, the Giants had the bases loaded and nobody out in the 2nd inning. There's a called strike to the pitcher, Tanner Roark, 0-1. And Mac Williamson struck out. And they had a triple by Crawford with 1 out in the 4th inning, and Brandon Belt was called out on strikes. There's a swing and a miss by Roark. 0-2 the count. So Roark has not only gotten strikeouts when he's really most wanted them, he's had an RBI hit in this game. The pitch to him is a slider low and outside for a ball. We'll call his base hit in the 2nd inning that knocked in the 2nd Washington run the drive of the game. Now the pitch, low and outside with a curveball. 2-2. Drive of the game sponsored by your Bay Area BMW centers. Hurry into a Bay Area BMW center for exceptional offers. Details at bayareabmw.com. Here's Suarez to the plate. Fastball bounced to 2nd. Picked up cleanly by Panic, and he slings it over to 1st for the out. 2 down. Member Fence Bay Alarm will donate $200 to the Giants Community Fund every time the Giants catch somebody trying to steal. With Bay Alarm, you're protected 24/7 by the security experts. For a free security review, call 1-800-610-1000 or online go to bayalarm.com. Bay Alarm, what have you got to lose? 2 down, nobody on. Trey Turner, the leadoff man, comes up. And the pitch. Fastball right over the outside edge at 94 miles an hour for a called strike. Trey Turner just arriving in the big leagues, and he has really been a solid contributor. Now the pitch, a broken bat bloop, shallow center field. That's going to fall in. Base hit. Wow. His bat shattered. There were shards of the bat flying all around the home plate area, but the ball drops into shallow center. That is what you call a little magic wand-do action, or the BABIP. Because guys who hit the ball solidly and don't get a hit, and then the guy breaks his bat, just barely puts it in play, base hit. And they keep stats on batting average on balls in play, and they know what the league average is. And just as a very quick rundown, let's say a team is thinking about trading for a hitter, a guy who's hitting 300. But they'll check that BABIP, or we like to call it the magic wand-do number, because if it's way over the league average, then the conclusion is, well, it's not sustainable. His average is inevitably going to come down. He's had a lot of good luck. Here's Bryce Harper, and he takes a called strike. The powerful left-handed swinger, tremendous power, but he's mired in a slump right now. I wonder what his BABIP has been during this slump.
It's a good question.
And it was merely a question. I have no answer. Here's the one strike pitch now. Runner at first, 2 down, and the pitch. Line drive down the left field line. That is a base hit. And it's going to go into the corner, and Turner has tremendous speed. He's going to score easily. He's around third, heading home. The ball is dug out of the corner by Pagani. Did not get a carom. A double for Harper. And that broken bat bloop into center has now turned into a run on the Bryce Harper double, and it is 4-1 Washington. That ball was up and away. And Harper, he did not try to yank it into San Francisco Bay. He just went right with it and drilled it into the left field corner. Now they're going to walk Daniel Murphy, who's got the superstar numbers this year, intentionally, and they go after Wilson Ramos, although Ramos also has star numbers, but at least he's a right-handed hitter, unlike Murphy. There's ball 2. Harper's 12th double of the year and his 56th run batted in. There's ball 3 to Murphy. Murphy is flied out deep to center and deep to right center and grounded out to short. He's 0 for 3 in this game. There's ball 4 to him. So 2 men on with 2 men out, a run in. The Nationals lead the Giants 4-1. Nationals have had 3 hits in 5 at bats with runners in scoring position, and then in this inning they got with 2 down and nobody on. The broken bat blooped to center for a single, and then Bryce Harper hitting a double down the left field line. And that is why managers like to have a real fast guy as their leadoff man. Not everybody would have been able to score on that double to left. Trey Turner scored easily. So here is Wilson Ramos, who not only has a .335 batting average, he's got more homers than any other catcher this year. He takes a called strike on the outside, 0-1.
The list of guys in the National League who are faster than Trey Turner right now might be Billy Hamilton. I mean, seriously, he is elite speed.
Well, that's a short list. I've done the math on it, Dave. Did some calculating there. 2 on, 2 out, 4-1. Here's the pitch. And it's way outside with a slider, and Ramos chased it and didn't get it. 0-2. Ramos is from Venezuela. So the Giants, who have had nothing but frustration in this game, and then the Nationals get a broken bat 2-out single and immediately cash that into a run. 0-2 pitch. He went back with a slider off the outside. This time Ramos said, no. I did that one time. I'm not going to do it again. Why do you think I'm hitting .335? 1-2 the count. Ramos facing Suarez here. Harper, who runs well at second. Murphy, the runner at first. The pitch. And he chases this one. A slider down and away. Strike 3. And that was well thrown by Suarez. Close enough.
NBR 680 is Giants baseball.
Here's a sinker to Joe Paddock in there for a called strike from Tanner Roark. We go to the last of the sixth. Roark and the Nationals ahead 4-1. Joe Paddock is 0 for 2, left-handed hitter, and a curveball is low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Paddock is grounded out to short and flied out to left center. 4 runs, 10 hits for the Nats. 1 run, 3 hits for the Giants. Now the pitch. Swing, line drive right to the shortstop, Espinosa. That was a changeup, and Paddock hit a ball that was just like a changeup, and it was caught chest high by Espinosa. So here is Buster Posey. Last night when you had your tent out there in the field, you and the kids, the fam, were you in left field?
Left field.
Here's Buster. He swings, and it's a 1-hopper right to the first baseman. Zimmerman, actually, it took a second hop. 2-hopper. Zimmerman goes to the bag, and Buster ended up with almost the same swing there as he had with a 2-strike count as last time. And this time it's the very first pitch to him. So 2 down. Buster is now 1 for 3. So here comes Brandon Crawford. Roark looking for the so-called shutdown inning after the Nationals scored a run, and he's gotten the first 2 hitters on about 3 pitches. Crawford has walked and tripled. 2 down, nobody on. The pitch, and that's high for ball 1.
4 pitches.
So it was 4 pitches.
It was.
So Paddock made him throw 3. There's a ball low and in, and it's 2-0.
Well, your point, though, is it's the 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up for the 3rd time. Seeing this guy for the 3rd time. That's when you kind of expect to, okay, now we're going to do some damage.
2-0 pitch, and a fastball in there for a called strike. So is left field the place to pitch your tent if you're going to camp in this ballpark?
I thought left field was the spot.
Okay. And the movies were good?
Real good.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, 2-2.
They showed Zootopia, which is a new.
Oh, Zootopia.
Zootopia. Yeah.
And that was fun?
Yeah, very good movie.
Had you seen it already?
I'd seen it, yeah. And they showed Sandlot.
2-2 pitch, and that's low and inside, ball 3. Sandlot. That movie was made a long time ago.
It was. Been around a long time now. I always think of Tim Lincecum when I see it. Tim Lincecum loved that movie.
A lot of people love that movie. Now a swing and a high pop fly, shallow left, in and to his left comes Worth over into left center, and he's got it. And the Giants 3, 4, 5 hitters go down in order. Dignity Health. Hello, human kindness. Here's Dave Fleming.
Jason Worth, who is the Nationals' 5th place hitter, takes strike 1 from Albert Suarez. Nationals got a run against Suarez right away after he came in the game. A 1 pitch is off the outside with another breaking ball. That he calls that his cutter, even though it's 82 miles an hour. And it looks like a slider. 1-1. Throws that one down, and Worth bounces it foul, 3rd base side. Fastball 1-2. Nationals 4, Giants 1. So Suarez trying to hold the line coming in out of the bullpen. Cueto went 5. The 2-out rally for the Nats that got him a run and pumped up their lead 4-1. The Nationals bullpen has not been great. This ball is fouled back. A fastball. Worth hit one straight back to the backstop. 1-2. So you can keep the game close into the late innings against the Nats. Lately, you've had a pretty good chance against them, but that extra run feels huge, and the Giants' inability to generate much against Roark. The 1-2. is swung on and missed. Strike 3. No backup cutter there, but it worked. Worth is Suarez's second strikeout. For 1 out. And Rendon comes up. Rendon 1 for 3. AAA is rallying around. Another great team for every Giants save. AAA is donating $500 to our local American Red Cross for programs like emergency preparedness. Go to AAA.com/saves to learn more. So here's Rendon. Right-handed hitter hitting .256. He does have some pop. He takes a called strike. He's having a good year, not a great year. And he has not become the superstar that lots of people forecasted for him. But he is a solid player for the Nats. The 0-1 pitch. Rendon takes a ball. Cutter off the outside. 1-1. The Nationals' rival in the National League East, the Mets, coming to town August 18th through the 21st. So a 4-game series with the Mets, just like with these Nationals. 1-1 is lined to left field. Pagan sprinting backhand. He can't get it. Hit too hard. Went right by him. Pagan plays the carom off the wall. Rendon digging for second. The throw is late. Anthony Rendon with a 1-out double. That's the 11th hit for the Nationals already in this game. Giants only have 3 hits so far. Up comes Ryan Zimmerman, who has 2 of their 11 hits. When the Mets are here, Sunday, August 21st, is Pixar Day, presented by Monterey Bay Aquarium. Special event ticket includes a Finding Dory snow globe and a ticket to see the Giants and the Mets. sfgiants.com/special events, the place to go. 4-1 Washington, and trying to add on here, Zimmerman against Albert Suarez. Here's the pitch. That fastball over the outside, a called strike 1 at 93 miles an hour. Nationals are going to send somebody down to the bullpen now. And the pitcher spot is only a couple spots away. Espinosa, the 8th place hitter, is on deck, and then the pitcher spot would come up. Here's a high fastball fouled back to the screen. It's 0-2. Roark had such a quick, easy 6th inning against the big hitters for the Giants that I think if his spot doesn't come up, I think he has earned another inning on the mound. Just a guess, but he's at 97 pitches through 6. 0-2. Suarez steps off. Sammy Solis, the left-hander, is the guy warming up. You've got Belt, Williamson, Gillespie, 2 lefties and a righty due up in the bottom of the inning. Zimmerman swings and misses. Strike 3. The cutter got him. 2 down. With 2 outs, runner at second. That's a big strikeout for Suarez. Up comes Espinosa. And the Giants could sort of tempt the Nationals and sort of test whether they really are willing to lift their starter out of the game. First base is open. You got the 8th place hitter up. Nobody in the on-deck circle. They are going to send somebody out on deck. Clint Robinson, left-handed hitter who's got power. Here's a called strike on the inside with a curve. 0-1. That might be good enough to convince the Giants just to go right after Espinosa, a guy who is hitting only .224, but he has 18 home runs, 52 batted in. He's knocked in one of those runs tonight with a single. He's also been walked intentionally already. 4-1 Washington. Rendon leads away from second. The pitch is fouled. Back out of play. Strike 2. Fastball. Espinosa was late on it. Count is 0-2. Also part of that Mets series that we were talking about, the Beatles tribute night. Special event ticket includes an Abbey Road inspired Giants t-shirt, which looks pretty cool. And a ticket for the Giants and the Mets. sfgiants.com/special events. 0-2 is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Bounced the curve. Espinosa chased. and very unhappy with himself as Suarez gets the strikeout. At Belt, followed by Williamson and Gillespie. Giants trail 4-1. Roark still in the game. First pitch, fastball a little bit high. And I say fastball, he's got great deception on the changeup. That was the changeup. Want to know the count. The pitch on the inside, called a strike. That fastball at 91. So count is 1-1. Belt has walked and struck out. That strikeout came at a big spot. Giants were down 3-1 at that point. They had a runner at third and one out. The infield was back. That was a big moment for Roark. Now a ball hit to left. Worth angling in and to his right, sprinting in now, and he'll make the catch near the foul line. Belt retired, one away. Up comes Mac Williamson. Williamson, who has struck out, and that was a big moment for Roark because he came up with the bases loaded, nobody out. The chance for the Giants to have a real big inning back in the second was Williamson's spot. So that strikeout, and the Giants got their only run in that second, but they got only the one. Here's a big curve that drops in for a called strike. It's 0-1. Second time up, Williamson hit one to the wall in left center field. Hit one extremely well. 0-1. He grounds this one to short to his left. Espinosa's got it. Throws to first. 2 down. So Mac Williamson 0 for 3. 2 outs, nobody on. Up comes Connor Gillespie. Giants here in the last couple innings are going down not just quickly but very quietly against Roark, who just pitched better as this game has gone on. 4 runs, 11 hits for the Nats. 1 run, only 3 hits for the Giants. A day after they had only 4 hits against the Reds. First pitch to Gillespie, outside, ball 1. Giants are just in a long funk right now. Ramiro Pena in the on-deck circle. The pitch is lined toward left center field. Here comes Worth on the move, and he's going to have to knock it down on a bounce. That's a 2-out base hit by Connor Gillespie. Worth did well to make sure it didn't skip by him. He was thinking about making a dive and then decided to just make sure it was only a single. That's what he did. Pena will come up and hit. Gillespie hit that right to the spot where I slept last night. Almost exactly. Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, is out to talk to Roark. 104 pitches, and they are leaving him in. And left-hander still warming up for the Nats, but they're going to stick with Roark against the switch hitter Pena. Meanwhile, the Giants have George Contos up in the bullpen, so hitting for Suarez here. Albert Suarez ends up going 2 innings. Struck out 4, walked 1, and gave up the 1 run. It does feel like a big run at this point. So let's see if Pena can build a 2-out rally here for the Giants. Gillespie without great speed at first, being held by Zimmerman. Roark pitches. Pena swings at a first pitch curve and pulls it foul. Pena got off to such a hot start as a big league Giant. Some huge hits, really good at bats right away. He's cooled off. The batting average for the year is still over 300. Oh, Pena pops one foul, out of play, strike 2. He's just been kind of in swing mode. Now, part of it is when you come up as a pinch hitter, and that's happened quite a bit for Ramiro Pena. Most hitters are pretty aggressive in that pinch hit role. But he's seen 2 straight curveballs from Roark. He swung at both of them. He's behind in the count. Gillespie leads away from first. 0-2, high and tight with the fastball. Pena spins out of the way. Well, maybe just a pure purpose pitch from Roark to set up the next one. We'll see. Denard Span waiting on deck. Giants trail 4-1. The pitch on the way is a fastball, fouled, back out of play. Well, it was not to set up another curve. He went back to the fastball, and that was a much less perfect pitch for a 2-strike pitch. And a guy you have looking off balance. That one was, I don't think that was where he wanted it to go. But Pena just hit a foul ball. 1-2. Down and away, 2-2. And maybe that's kind of what's going on with the Giants right now. Giants pitchers are making mistakes, which every pitcher makes mistakes. You don't throw every pitch in the exact spot you want it to be. And they're being punished for it. Giants hitters are not doing that when mistakes are made on the other side. Now Connor Gillespie was caught off first on a ball in the dirt, knocked down by Ramos, but Ramos's throw not handled by Ryan Zimmerman, and Gillespie gets back safely. He was going to be out by several feet, by 10 feet, if Zimmerman just catches that ball. It's kind of a low throw, but not a terrible throw. He should have caught it, and that cost the Nationals the out. That was out number 3. Gillespie was just a sitting duck.
Gillespie seemed to think that ball had gotten by Ramos, and it did not.
So that's a break. 3-2. Gillespie runs. It's strike 3 call. Pena thought that was too far in. He's arguing with James Hoy. 1 hit, 1 stranded. Tanner Roark 7 there to help your small business prevail. George Contos comes in, so the Giants make the pitching change after using a pinch hitter. Contos' 3rd pitcher of the night, and he'll face Ben Revere, a pinch hitter for the Nats. It is 4-1. Washington leads, and once again, here's John Miller.
Revere, left-handed batter, and he takes a slider low for ball 1. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a high fly ball to center. Back a little bit and to his left is Denard Span for the catch. That one carried well into center field. But Revere is gone. Revere was really acquired to be the replacement for Denard Span in Washington. They used to be teammates. They both came up in the Minnesota Twins organization. And Revere last year ended up playing for Toronto, and he did very well for Toronto. Hit over 300. They had him in left field, and he played a strong left field. Here's the leadoff man, Trey Turner, and he takes low and outside for ball 1. But Revere's never been able to get it going with the bat this year. Revere into the game tonight with a batting average of .214. Now the pitch to Turner, and the cutter at the knees for a called strike. 1-1 the count. Turner has struck out. He singled home a run. Grounded out to third and had a broken bat bloop single to center and scored a run. He's had handed 2 of the Washington runs. Now a slider, and he checks his swing, and a ball down and away. 2-1 the count. Bryce Harper is on deck. Sammy Solis, a right-hander, is warming up once again in the Nationals bullpen. Along the right field line. Here's Conto's 2-1 pitch. Just off the inside with a cutter. That one looked like it might be over the plate, but it was away from Buster Posey's target on the outside. And he reached back across the plate to the inside and did not get the call. 3-1. Here it is. A sharply hit ground ball, foul. Past third base coach Bob Henley, and on down the left field line. The Nationals now managed by Dusty Baker, the former Giants manager. And he replaced one of his old players, Matt Williams, who got fired after last season. Matt Williams back in Arizona, the third base coach for the D-backs. Now the 3-2 pitch. Did he swing? No. Wow. Excellent job there by Trey Turner. He took that cutter, which on the way in looked like it might be about knee high in the strike zone. But he seemed to pick it up and did not swing. Started and stopped. So he gets the walk. It's the third time he's been on base. And here comes Bryce Harper, who has struck out twice and walked. And his last time up there, he hit a double into the left field corner with Turner at first, on which Turner scored. Harper battling a slump. There's a throw to first, and Turner dives safely back to the bag. Turner, who has extraordinary speed. He's had 5 steals in 5 tries so far. Tonight is only his 13th game in the big leagues this year. Now the stretch. There goes Turner. The pitch outside. Posey throws to second, and it's not caught by Crawford. It was kind of a low throw to the first base side of second base. Crawford came off the bag, reaching down for it, and the ball might have even hit Turner as he went in with a head first slide. Whatever it was, he gets credit for a steal. Cantos has just never been very adept at holding would-be base stealers close to the bag. Bryce Harper came into this game with only 5 hits in his last 57 at bats. He's 1 for 3 in this game. So what's that? 6 for 60 now. Hitting .238 for the year. Left-handed hitter, opened up stance. And just as Cantos started to throw the pitch, timeout was called by James Hoy. You rarely see timeout that late when the pitcher's not just started to break from his stretch, but he's kicked the leg in the air. Here's Cantos on top. Turner at second. Crawford trying to keep him close. Now the pitch. And a check swing on a low slider. On appeal, no, says third base umpire. Jim Joyce, no swing. So it's 2-0. 7:15, first pitch tomorrow, when Jeff Samardzija will be on the hill for the Giants. 4-1, the Nationals lead the Giants in this game in the 8th inning. Max Scherzer, one of the Nationals aces, will go against Samardzija. Here's the pitch. And that is off the outside. So he's gone to 3-0 to Bryce Harper, but on deck is Daniel Murphy, who his hitting stats are right at the top of the National League. You'd be hard-pressed to say that this guy or that guy or anybody has had a better season than Daniel Murphy. The pitch. Swinging, it's a ground ball foul on the third base side. That was a 3-0 count, and he just kind of fouled it behind the third base coach, Bob Henley. Three and 1 to Bryce Harper. Cantos ready to try it again. Turner, who led off the inning with a walk and then stole second, gets his lead. Cantos checks him. Now kicks, throws. Strike 2 called on the outside, and Harper thought he had a walk. I think that was a cutter on the outside. Well thrown by George Cantos. 3-2 the count. He threw that 3-0 pitch right on the outside edge with a two-seam fastball. Came back with that cutter, also right on the outside edge. And I mean on the black, down around the knees. 3-2 to Harper. He's ready. Checks the runner. Now the spin move, and Turner goes back to second. Likely called from the dugout by Bruce Bochy. Just in case the rookie, Turner, was thinking of taking off on first motion. But he was not. Not that time anyway. 3-2. Cantos on top. Looks at the runner. Now the pitch. Swing, and it's popped up. Foul ground, third base side. Posey and Gillespie. It is Gillespie, the third baseman, who makes the catch, with Buster right alongside. Crawford hustled over to cover third base, and so too did the pitcher, George Cantos. So another excellent pitch thrown by Cantos. He fell behind Harper, 3-0. Got a couple of strikes right on the very outside corner, and then ultimately gets him on a foul out in a spot where Harper really needed to chase anything close with a 3-2 count. And that was a little cutter on the outside that I think was a little bit off. Now, with first base empty and 2 down, they can walk the left-handed hitting Murphy intentionally. There's ball 1, and they're going to do it. Second straight time that Bochy has ordered Daniel Murphy walked intentionally. Murphy having just a spectacular year. Here comes ball 3. Of course, the man on deck was an all-star, and he's hitting .335 for the year, Wilson Ramos. But he's a right-handed hitter. And there's ball 4. And that's especially significant, although Cantos made some great pitches there to Bryce Harper. But Cantos, right-handed hitters this year have a combined batting average of only 176 against him. And he tonight has retired let's see. Well, tonight he's retired 2 lefties. He faced Ben Revere to start the inning. And the one righty he faced, Trey Turner, walked. So here's another righty, Wilson Ramos. 2 men on, 2 men out. The pitch. Over the outside, a slider in there for a called strike. 0-1. Ramos has had only 2 at-bats against Cantos in his career. But I'm sure he remembers him. A double and a homer in those 2 at-bats. He's 1 for 4 in this game. 2 on, 2 out. The pitch. Swinging a little bouncer, hit slowly. Third base side, foul. Picked up behind the coach's box by Connor Gillespie. 2 strikes to count. Ramos, of course, the manager, and you order an intentional walk, as you know that Daniel Murphy has just been outstanding against everybody, hitting .365 against righties. Ramos has also hit well against righties, hitting .345. He's hit a little bit better against righties than against lefties. But Cantos, so the deciding factor was Cantos' strength against righties this year. 2 on, 2 out. 4-1 Washington. The pitch. Swing, a little bouncer to short. Charged by Crawford. He's got it. Here's the throw to first to get the slow-moving Ramos to end the inning. It's twice they've walked Murphy intentionally to get to Ramos, and twice.
Well, another pitching change, this time for the Nationals. Sammy Solis, left-hander, comes in when it's time for a change. Think Speedy, oil change, and auto service. Your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. Top of the order for the Giants, trailing 4-1 in the 8th.
Solis, a left-hander, misses high and tight to the left-handed batting, Denard Span. Solis made his major league debut last year. Now he throws a called strike at 94 miles an hour. Span, against his old team tonight, is 0 for 3. Is grounded to second, grounded to short, and flied out to left. Kelly, a right-hander, has started to throw in the bullpen now. There is a called strike on the outside at 95 miles an hour. 1 and 2. Solis, within 26 games, he has a 2.37 earned run average. Here's his windup, the 1-2 pitch. Off the outside this time at 95. Solis, 30 and a third innings pitched, 21 hits allowed, only 1 home run. But he can be wild. He's walked 16. Now he misses low and outside with a slider at 83. 3-2 the count. He's averaged more than a strikeout per inning, 36 strikeouts in 30 and a third. 3-2 the count. He winds, and here it comes. It's too high, and he does walk. Bernard Span, which is what the Giants needed. Not that it had to be a walk, they just needed a base runner. Did not matter how he got on. So here is Pagan. And that's the Achilles heel for Solis. He walks too many. He's averaging about close to 5 walks every 9 innings. Too many. Now Pagan has hit a comebacker. Flied out to shallow right center. A diving catch was made by Harper. And he is flied out to left. Now batting right-handed. There's the snap throw to first by Solis. He stepped off the pitching slab and then snapped the throw over there. Span had to dive back in. Span talking to his old teammate, first baseman Ryan Zimmerman. And now time is taken. The second baseman, Daniel Murphy, comes running into the mound to say something to Solis. He really, that looked urgent. Came sprinting in, screaming for timeout. And he told him what he had to say and goes back to second base. Solis into his stretch. Here is the pitch. Off the inside. Now Pagan jumped away from that one. I don't think it was that far off the inside, though. 1 ball and no strikes. Sammy Solis out of the University of San Diego. Here's his stretch. He throws. Pagan takes a called strike with a fastball. Solis was a second-round draft choice by the Nationals back in 2010. He's made his way through their farm system. He also had to shut it down, having Tommy John surgery back in 2012. Now the 1-1 pitch. Pagan swings and misses. He got a slider down and in. I'm not exactly sure what made him so sure that was a great pitch to hit. And maybe he thought it was a fastball headed down and in. But it was a slider, so if so, he did not pick up that slider spin. There's another step off and snap throw to first, and again Span dives back in safely. Solis does everything quickly. Looks like a guy who's a little hyperactive out there. Here's the pitch. Swing of a foul down the right field line, and it slices back into the crowd adjacent to the Washington bullpen. Giants placed Josh Osich on the disabled list today with forearm tightness. They brought Matt Reynolds, a veteran left-hander, up from the minor leagues to replace him. Joe Panik was activated off the disabled list. Panik is out on deck right now. Here's Solis. He throws. Swing, and there's a high, shallow fly into right. In and to his left comes Harper, and he's got it. And that's all for Pagan, who is now 0 for 4. So here is Joe Panik, left-handed hitter, to face the left-hander. Kelly is warming up in the bullpen. Sean Kelly. 4-1. The Giants are trailing. Last of the 8th. Giants have only 4 hits in this game. And that's a day after they got only 4 hits against Cincinnati. Here's the pitch. Called a strike on the inside to Panik at 95 miles an hour. From Sammy Solis. Solis last year ended up getting into 18 games in the major leagues. Now he throws a slider, a check swing. The ball is down and away. 1-1 to Panik. Panik, his first game back from the disabled list, and he has gone 0 for 3. He's grounded out to short, flied out to left center, and hit a soft line drive to short. 1-1 the count. Big hole open on the right side of the infield. The pitch. There's a high pop fly, shallow center. Coming forward is Turner, with Espinosa going out, but it's Turner who makes the catch. And here comes Buster Posey. We'll see what Dusty Baker has in mind. He's got the right-hander, Kelly, ready in the bullpen. Bullpen coach Dan Farova has given the signal that Kelly's ready. But right now, Dusty looks like he wants to stick with Sammy Solis. He walked the first batter, Span. Has got both Pagan and Panic on just easy pop flies. So here's Buster, 1 for 3 in the game. Right-handed batter and a slider, low and outside for ball 1. Posey smashed a double down the left field line his first time. Since then has popped up to second and grounded out to first. The right side of the infield is wide open with the first baseman on the bag and Murphy, the second baseman, way over toward the middle. Buster hits a high foul out of play. Off to the right into the first row of the upper deck. 1 ball and 1 strike. Giants, who never did get a runner into scoring position in yesterday's game against the Reds. Their only run was on a home run yesterday. Today they've had some men in scoring position, but they've not been able to get the big hit. 0 for 6 in those crucial at bats. Buster fouls one right back to the screen. That was a fastball. And now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Solis, he's been wild, but he's gotten a lot of strikeouts and he's been tough to hit. The batting average against Solis is 193. He's a slump maker. 1-2 pitch. Buster takes a slider in the dirt on the inside, blocked by Ramos. So the count is 2-2. Solis is has very little major league experience, but it's not that he's a real young guy. 27 years old. Here's the pitch. Low and inside. Again in the dirt. Blocked by Ramos. That was another slider. 3-2 the count now. He's 6 feet 5 inches tall. And he'll turn 28 in less than 2 weeks. Two down. And Zimmerman vacates first base now. He'll drop back to a normal defensive position. Span runs the pitch. Buster swings and misses at a high fastball. He struck him out. Saw those 2 sliders down and in at 83, and then he threw him.
Canto still on the mound for the Giants.
Jason Worth is 1 for 4 in the game. Right-handed hitter, and the pitch to him, and that is a sinking fastball. It's low for ball 1. Are there things we're supposed to read yet, Dave?
Well, we still have not named a Chilton Auto Body hit of the game.
We've been waiting on that one.
Yeah,
There's a cutter in there at the knees for a strike to Worth, and it's 1-1.
If we do decide to name one, that hit could be the hit of the week, presented by Chilton Auto Body, the Bay Area leader in collision repair.
Now the windup and the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a ground ball, foul on the third base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Did the ball dude get that one down there? Not quite.
Missed it. Kept his balance. Didn't face plant. Came close. Yep.
That's Rick Apasachea. Why did I? That's when I wanted to do that. Rick Smith. Apasachea. Now the pitch, and that's low and outside, off the glove of Posey, and it ricochets high up off the backstop. 2-2 the count. Rick Apasachea is the son of longtime ball dudette Buol Doherty. Raised in the peninsula. A retired San Mateo police officer with 28 years of service. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a fly ball to the right center. Coming in on the ball is Williamson, and he makes the catch. So there is 1 away. Tonight was law enforcement night.
It was. Yes, it was.
Some stirring ceremonies before the game.
They did a great job.
They had how many motorcycles do you think were out there? They had the San Francisco SFPD motorcycle cops and Highway Patrol, CHP.
Yeah, 75.
Well, that, and I'm talking about not just left field though, around all the way to right field. Here's the pitch, and that is a called strike to Anthony Rendon. And the one police officer who's also an Irish tenor sang the anthem beautifully.
Jerry Darcy.
Jerry Darcy. We like it when he sings the anthem because he sings it so well. Here's the 1-strike pitch, and it's fouled into the batter's box by Rendon. Strike 2. 0-2. 4-1. Washington ahead here in the 9th inning. Is there anything else we wanted to say about that, Dave? I mean, it was very stirring, and they had moments where they remembered those who had paid the ultimate sacrifice, asked for a moment of silence, and they very respectfully and very powerfully put the names up on the big screen out in center field. But we thanked them for their service, and they were saluted here tonight. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside and low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, there's too many gone during that moment of silence. Those who were remembered. They had a helicopter fly over after it all, which I thought was also very cool.
And they had a San Francisco Bay fireboat from the fire department out there as part of the ceremony. Always a spectacular sight. Here's the 1-2 pitch in the dirt with a slider from Cantos. 2-2. Who are those kids over there in the booth next to you, Dave? They've been on TV quite a bit.
Yeah, they're being a little crazy. Yeah, because why would they be tired?
Well, they were here for the sleepover last night. They've kind of moved into the ballpark now. The Fleming children. There's a ball low, and it's 3-2. 3-2 the count.
Yeah, our CSN Bay Area friends are showing them in the booth next door, looking just as fresh and spry as they could be.
Yeah. How about you? You sleep well in the tent out in left field?
Oh yeah.
Dave loves sleeping in the tent. But it had 2 or 3 bedrooms, right? Here's the 3-2 pitch. Just off the inside with a cutter. And Rendon, who was starting to dive in toward the plate and then had to lurch back out of the way. That ball did not look like it missed being a strike very much.
It was close. I thought it was going to be called a strike. One thing I learned last night.
Yeah?
It takes. I already had a concept of this, how much effort it takes to get the ballpark cleaned and ready for the next game.
Yes.
But not just effort, how much noise it takes to make that happen.
Here's Zimmerman now, right-handed batter, and he swings and misses strike 1. Zimmerman's had a single and a double. And how long does that take him after a day game?
Well, basically, it took them the entire night and all day. I mean, I don't think they ever stop. A game's over, and they just keep going.
Oh, still cleaning. Good to know. Thankfully, for me, you're the one who found that out.
And they have the cleanup crews that are getting all the loose stuff up. And then they bag it up, and then they have carts that drive. You can hear the carts driving the big trash bags all through the park. And then the trash gets down to the recycling center. You hear the big dumpsters rattling around.
Dave's doing a play-by-play on. Tell me, what were some of your best memories of that sleepover last night, will you, Dave?
And they use that freight elevator where every time it gets called, there's like a boxing ring bell. So every time it's going up and down.
Ding!
Right.
Yeah. So you just kind of finally close the eyes and ready to go down for the night, and ding! There's a swing and a miss by Zimmerman. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. The runner at first, 1 out here in the 9th. The Nationals lead the Giants 4-1. And Matt Reynolds, just brought up in the minor leagues by the Giants today, a left-hander, has started throwing in the Giants bullpen.
Then, of course, there's the power washers. They come in after all the garbage is collected.
Man, you never would have known all that stuff. So cool that you had a chance to find out all of that firsthand. There's the throw to first, and back to the bag is Rendon. Got to see a couple of movies that you'd already seen. That was cool. Although, Sandlot, you saw that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a high foul off the right field line. This will go well back out of play, adjacent to the Washington bullpen where they've got action going. That is Jonathan Papelbon. The much maligned Washington closer. Much maligned recently. He's had some difficulties in finishing up Nationals victories. They've got a 3-run lead, though, so far in this game. Giants have Crawford, Belt, and Williamson due up in the last of the ninth. Runner at first. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's low and outside on a cutter. So the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Zimmerman, who is 2 for 4 in the game. Nationals have 11 hits. They scored 3 runs in the second against Johnny Cueto. The Giants got 1 of those runs back in the last of the second. And the Nationals got a run in the 6th inning on a Bryce Harper double. And that's been all the scoring up till now. 4-1, Washington ahead. Here's Cantos, set. Throws. Swing and a high foul out of play off to the right. Did you get a nap during the day today?
I did not.
Well, you guys just moved into a no home, so you really had to get over. You got home and started unpacking boxes.
Yeah. We have the contractor doing the bathroom. There's a vacuum that's running nonstop for about 9 hours a day, sucking up dust.
So much fun. Here's the stretch by Cantos and the pitch. And a check swing. That one is off the inside with a fastball. 2-2 the count. Espinosa, a switch hitter, is on deck. 4-1, the Nationals lead the Giants. Dodgers not playing tonight. The Red Sox played in Anaheim. And whoops, talk about a bullpen. Boston had a 1-0 lead last of the ninth, and they lost to the Angels. 2-2 pitch inside with a cutter, and the count is 3-2. Brad Ziegler gave it up with Craig Kimbrell currently on the disabled list. Ziegler came in. I don't know what happened in that game. They got 2 runs and nobody knocked them in. David Price had pitched 8 shutout innings for Boston. But they went to Ziegler for the 9th. He gave up 3 hits and 2 runs scored. And let's see, Danny Nava hit a ground ball to first. And the first baseman, Ramirez, Hanley Ramirez, I guess, made a wild throw or something. And 2 runs scored. Runner goes. The pitch is swung on and missed by Zimmerman. Strike 3. It's a steal for Rendon. The ball bounced out of Buster's glove and rolled out toward the pitcher's mound. So Rendon steals second as Zimmerman strikes out. Second steal for the Nationals. First strikeout for Cantos, and here comes Espinosa. And Buster Posey wanted to know what Bruce Bochy wanted to do here with first base open. You've got the switch hitter up, Espinosa, who's very powerful. But they also have a left-handed hitter who's come out on deck, Robinson. And they have the left-hander up in the bullpen. But they're going to pitch to Espinosa. 4-1 Nationals. Runner at second. The pitch. Grounded toward the middle. Over to his right to backhand it. Is Panic. The throw to first. In time. On one pitch he gets him. And that retires the side. So 1 man left on. Last chance for the Giants. I thought they were cheaping out on me.
The post-game wrap on KNBR 680. Hear Murph and Mac talk about the game tomorrow morning on KNBR 680.
Well, here we go. Last chance for the Giants, and a closer who's been struggling, Jonathan Papelbon for the Nationals. But he's got a 3-run cushion, so it could be a more inviting save opportunity to try to get him going again for Dusty Baker and the Nats. Crawford will lead off. Giants have work to do, down 4-1, bottom of the 9th.
The Papelbon into his stretch, and he throws a called strike in the inside. Papelbon has had a couple of really rugged games just in the last few days. He's into his stretch and the pitch. Very high with a fastball. And that fastball is 88 miles an hour. I mean, it doesn't seem like that many years ago when Papelbon was coming in throwing 97 miles an hour. And a splitter that was nasty. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt. That looked like that might have been the splitter. So the count is 2-1. Papelbon has had, for the season, 19 saves and a 4.18 earned run average. 32 1/3 innings, 34 hits allowed. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, and there's a high drive in the left center field. Over to his right is the fleet-footed Turner, and he's got it. He got out near the warning track to make the grab on that one. So Crawford is now 1 for 3 plus a walk. He had a triple into right center back in the 4th inning. That was his hit. Here's Brandon Belt. The Giants have only 4 hits in this game. Left-handed batter. The pitch to him is called a strike in the inside. A 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Dusty Baker not taking any chances. Such as the state of things with Papelbon right now. He already has somebody else warming up in the bullpen to be ready if needed. There's a ball in the dirt, skipping back to the backstop. And that looks like the veteran, Oliver Perez. 4-1 Washington, last of the 9th. Brandon Belt has walked, struck out looking, and he's flied out to left. So Brandon is 0 for 2 in the game. They've got the overshift on for him. And Rendon is over at shortstop, the third baseman. Nobody's at third base. 1-1 pitch. Belt takes a called strike in the outside. 1-2. Brandon Belt 1 for 4 with a walk against Papelbon in the past. 4-1. The Giants are trailing. Now the pitch. And the splitter in the dirt for a ball. So it's a ball and 2 strikes. So the Nationals have been much rumored to be looking for relief help. And apparently, according to reports, they were trying hard to be the team that got Aroldis Chapman. 2-2 pitch. Fastball is fouled back into the second deck off to our left. Still 2-2. But also reportedly, they did not want to give up the top guys in their farm system to get Chapman for just a couple of months. Now the pitch. Belt swings, and a fly ball into shallow left center. That's going to fall. Base hit. All the outfielders were playing deep, so Belt dunks one in. That's the Giants' 5th hit of the game, and it brings up Mac Williamson. Right-handed hitter, Jonathan Papelbon. 6 feet 5 inches tall. 35-year-old right-hander from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Broke into the big leagues back in 2005 with the Boston Red Sox. And was their closer for several years. Now the pitch. And that's in for a called strike. 2012, he went to the Philadelphia Phillies. And then during the season last year acquired by the Nationals. Here's the pitch. And that's low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Williamson, the rookie, facing Papelbon, the longtime veteran. Williamson tonight has struck out, flied out deep to left center. He hit one all the way to the wall, well to the right of the 382 marker. And Trey Turner jumped when he caught it. And Williamson grounded out to short his last time, so he is 0 for 3 in the game. Left-handed hitting Connor Gillespie on deck. Belt at first. Zimmerman plays behind him. And there's a slider low and outside for a ball. 2-1 the count to Mac Williamson. Papelbon, we mentioned, former Boston Red Sox closer. Williamson hit a long home run at Fenway Park the other day. Now the pitch. In the dirt. Another slider missing. And it's 3-1. Williamson hit a very impressive home run to the opposite field over the Red Sox bullpen and into the bleachers way out in right center. Now the 3-1 pitch. Fastball right down the middle, foul back and out of play. That was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right out over the plate. Everything else had been away. The very first pitch was on the outside edge, just literally on the corner. That ball was, according to the Pitch FX, a little bit to the inside. Now the pitch. Fouled back to the screen. Another fastball. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mac Williamson. Trying to help the Giants get something going here. If he could get aboard Connor Gillespie, who is on deck, would become the possible tying run. Again, the stretch. 3-2 pitch. Way outside, he walks him. Throwing a slider and missed badly with it. And that puts 2 men on. And here comes Dusty Baker. Baker's got the left-hander. Oliver Perez warming up in the bullpen, and Dusty signals to the home plate umpire that he wants the left-hander. And so Perez gets the call.
85 against him. He hadn't faced, well, he's faced about as many righties as lefties, and right-handed hitters are hitting 268. So there is a big difference in terms of the batting average against Oliver Perez and Trevor Brown is the hitter. Now the umpires.
Bruce Bochy came out, and they were having a big meeting at the mound. And Bochy came out to talk to the plate umpire, James Hoy, and I don't know what that was all about, but then they started explaining something to Dusty Baker. But nothing has happened, and now we're ready to play. So here is Oliver Perez. And the pitch. Off the outside, ball 1, 92 miles an hour. Perez, who broke into the big leagues 14 years ago with the Padres. 6 feet 3 inches tall. He is from Culiacan, Mexico. He'll turn 35 in 2.5 weeks. Here's his stretch and the pitch. Inside, ball 2. 2-0. Sean Kelly, a right-hander, starts to warm up again in the Nationals bullpen. Trevor Brown's been swinging the bat well lately. 261 average for the year. And the pitch. Swing and a foul off the right field line into the bullpen area. And caught by one of the bullpen catchers down there as he's protecting everybody. So it's 2-1 now to Brown. The Giants are trailing 4-1. Santiago Casilla is getting ready in the Giants bullpen for a would-be 10th inning. Belt at second, Williamson at first. And the pitch. Swing and a foul out of play off to the right and into the second deck. Two and two the count. And here's the stretch. Here's the pitch. High and tight with a fastball. It spun him around, ball 3. On the television side, they showed some video after Perez had warmed up. Daniel Murphy had been in the dugout, the second baseman, and he came running out onto the field, but he didn't go to second base. He went to the mound. Here's the stretch. And the pitch. Swing and a high fly ball along the right field line. Racing over is Harper, but this one drifting back foul and into the crowd beyond the bullpen. Still 3-2 to Trevor Brown. And I think Bruce Bochy wanted to say, hey, wait a minute, that's a visit. You can't have a visit. You can't have a guy come from the dugout and go right to the mound and tell him something from the manager. 3-2 the count. Here's Perez. Ready? He throws. Way outside. He's walked him. And the bases are loaded. And Gregor Blanco, who is on deck, will come to the plate with the bases loaded. And 1 out here in the 9th inning. So now the possible tying runs are on base for the Giants. But they have to get the big hit. And they're due for one, that's for sure. Blanco 1 for 6 lifetime against Perez. And here's the pitch. Swinging the ground ball to third. Knocked down by Rendon. He got it. Throws to second. It's dropped. Everybody's safe. And a run has scored. Rendon was playing shallow when it was hit very hard to him. He dropped to his knees. The ball hit off his glove. Rolled away. He grabbed it very quickly, fired to second base, and the shortstop, Espinosa, stepped in front of Murphy, the second baseman, and it hit off the heel of his glove, and he dropped it. So they end up getting nobody out, and he just could not hold on to that ball. So a huge break for the Giants, and it's 4-2, and now a base hit could tie the game. Here is Denard Span, the former National. And the pitch. Called a strike on the outside. It's 0-1. An error to Espinosa at second base. Espinosa, the shortstop. It is a run batted in for Blanco. Bases loaded. The pitch. Swing and a high foul off the left field line. That was a slider, and the count is 0-2 to Denard Span. Span has only had 2 at-bats in his career against Perez, and he's had a single, 1 hit, 2 at-bats. Williamson at third, Brown the possible tying run at second, and Blanco the possible winning run at first. Now the 0-2 pitch. Slider, fouled back to the screen. He fights it off. Still 0-2. Span is grounded to second, grounded out to short, flied out to left, and walked. 4-2 Washington in the last of the 9th. Angel Pagan, a switch hitter, is on deck. So Denard Span against his old team, trying to come through in the clutch for the Giants. And here's the 0-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, and he just got a piece of that one, topping it foul back behind the plate. That was a fastball right in on the hands, and he just kind of desperately swatted at it, trying to do what he did, which is foul it off somewhere to stay alive and buy himself another pitch. Williamson at third, Brown at second, Blanco at first. Blanco is a very fast runner. Here's Perez. 0-2 pitch. Way outside. Gave him a fastball and missed with it. Well off the outside corner and down. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The outfield pushed toward the left field side by the Nationals. Big gap out in right center. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Came in with a crossfire slider. And Span may have foul tipped that ball, but right into the glove of Wilson Ramos. And I think that is what happened. The ball stuck right in the heel of Ramos' glove. So 2 down. Span 0 for 4 tonight. The Giants, as a team, now 0 for 8 in those at-bats with runners in scoring position. And with the switch-hitting Pagan coming up, they're going to bring in the right-hander, Sean Kelly, to face
Angel Pagan, who in his career he's been a balanced hitter, lefty versus righty, and this year no different. Coming into tonight, 391 as a left-handed hitter, or 291 rather, 289 as a right-handed hitter. He'll bat lefty against Sean Kelly. 2 outs, bases loaded here in the 9th.
Williamson at third, Brown the possible tying run at second, and Blanco at first. And here's the pitch. Pagan takes a low. A fastball at 93 miles an hour. Ball 1. Kelly's given up a lot of home runs this year. 7 in 37 and 2/3 innings. Huge home run number for a late inning reliever. The 1-0 pitch. Pagan takes one right in there for a called strike. So I'm not sure what exactly it was that he was looking for, but it was not a fastball right down the middle, apparently. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Joe Panic out on deck. 4-2 the score. The Giants need a big hit. 2 down. Here's the pitch. Pagan rakes one foul. That was a breaking ball, a slider down and in and out of the strike zone. And he hit it, but way foul. So it's 1-2 now. The Giants are down to their final strike. Delt got the thing going with 1 out and a single to left center. And a walk to Williamson, a walk to Trevor Brown, then an error by Espinosa. But now 2 down. A run in, the bases are loaded. Here's the stretch. The 1-2 pitch. Swing, and it's fouled back to the screen. That was a slider. And I think it was a slider that he wanted to see bounce in the dirt, but it did not bounce. So the count is 1-2. That was not a well-thrown pitch. So Pagan will try it again. Kelly gets the sign from Ramos. The right-hander ready. And here it comes outside. A fastball. He got a little extra on that one at 95 miles an hour. Tantalized him with it, but out of the strike zone. And now it is 2-2. Pagan hitless tonight. Instead of comebacker, flied out to shallow right center, flied out to left, and flied out to shallow right. 0 for 4. The big gap is out there in right center. 3 runners ready to go. The pitch. Pagan swings and fouls it back to the screen. That was a fastball. Had a good rip at it and fouled it straight back. Two and two to Pagan. Kelly ready. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Another fastball, and he blew it by him. And the Giants are unable to get that hit with a runner in scoring position right up to the bitter end. And they go 0 for 9 tonight in those at-bats, including 3 more chances here in the ninth. One of them an error on which a run actually scored. The Nationals end up with 4 runs on 11 hits with 1 error. The Nats left 13 men on base. The Giants had 2 runs, only 5 hits with no errors, and 9 runners left on base. The winning pitcher is Tanner Roark, and Roark is now 10 and